Hello and welcome back again. Apparently we're having some technical difficulties with sound going out because of our intrepid four-legged friend who was under the table looking for loose wires or something. Anyway, it's great to be back with everybody this week for session 5 of RiverQuest's second campaign in the world of Brao'Drana, on the continent of Kareborum in the region of Dragonborn. We're going to go around the table again and reintroduce our players and their characters so that folks at home can keep track of who around the table is who, and that way we are learning about each other as we go. So, starting with our hooded Godolphin wizard tonight, take it away.
Well, hello there. My name is Lomar, played by Scott Miller. This thing's really hot, and I can only release the hood in a certain way.
Fair. That's fair.
My name is Latan. You're welcome. That is a Vidalcan artificer. And also my name's actually Sam.
My name is Steven, but I will be playing the chaotic Kalashtar sorcerer known as Telvari.
And I am Andrew. I play the Tabaxi rogue named Francisco Fuzzy Knuckles de Cavedo.
And I'm Morgan, who plays Melia Grove Tree.
I am Charlie, and I'll be playing Bruce Caden the Goliath.
And I'm Caroline. I'm the human wizard Brao'Drana.
Awesome, thanks guys. And a new kind of part to our stream, some advertisements, which is super exciting to talk about. Tonight's sponsor for the episode is the Borrower's Bakery, found in the very own town of Lund. So, Borrower's Bakery. Andrew, take it away.
Have you ever had your bread and thought, man, I wish this was kneaded by smaller hands? Well, do we have a treat for you? Not only are these hands small, they are mouse-sized because they are made by mice. We have bread, we have buns, we have bun cakes, we have sandwich buns, and we have more bread. One disclaimer, tabaxis are not what the fuck.
Thank you, Borrower's Bakery, for your sponsor for tonight's episode, and hopefully your continued sponsor going forward. We understand no cats in the bakery.
This is bullshit!
So tonight, I want to get started with a short session recap from the previous session. For those of you that might have watched the VOD of last week's session, you might have noticed some audio issues. We've hopefully sorted those out for tonight, thanks to our brilliant sound engineer, Steven, who's got this amazing switchboard now set up and everything going and rolling. So the recap will be shorter, just because when I went back to listen to the VOD to get all my notes, the echo definitely was like, oh no, I missed up. So shorter recap than usual. However, I think it's going to capture most of what happened in the previous episode. So last we left our party. The party, following a successful bout with the Onbeg and Rastorms, makes their way into the home of Farmer-Wheatbrook. The group is hesitant to join the farmer at first, but eventually are persuaded to join him after Telvari and the farmer reveal to one another a shared bond of quarry language. While inside, they discover that Malthus Wheatbrook is not who he appears to be. Shedding his disguised self spell, the balding halfling shifts to become a tall, lanky, human-looking figure with blonde hair and glowing eyes who goes by the name Alashtar. The group rests by the fire in the hearth as he plays them a tune on his lyre. The party drifts into a deep and restful sleep. Telvari, however, is visited by nightmares and visions in his sleep, which are quieted by his mind. In the morning, the group rises to a farmer's breakfast laid out for them to enjoy. The party discusses the events on the farm and the double life that Alashtar has been leading. The group is reconnected to Melia Grove Tree, who recounts her visit to her own family farm, under the watchful gaze of Isaac Highmark, the dwarven lieutenant to Commander Hammerbeard. A knock at the door ended the episode, and so we pick up tonight in the mid-morning hours on the 14th of Sovereign, on the Day of Vale, as our group of adventurers sits in the home of Alashtar, awaiting to see what lies on the other side of the door. A light rain falls outside on a cooler than average day. You guys do anything before Alashtar's walking to the door right now? Do you do anything before he gets to the door?
So just
Yeah.
on 6 seconds.
Uh,
We're laying on the couch.
Anything else that we need
Then I
to
just
know
go
about
off.
our guests?
He looks over his shoulder and says, "We'll find out soon." So Alashtar opens up the door, stepping through the frame, having ducked under this large, fur-covered, twitchy-eared firbolg now stands before you with a large bun of reddish-brown hair twisted up into sort of a messy bun, long beard that covers very feminine facial features. He steps through the threshold, shuts it behind him, and looks down and gives this big hug to Alashtar. And keep in mind that this firbolg is about 7 feet 3 inches tall, and Alashtar is about 5'11". So he's kind of leans down on top of him and says, "Old friend, good to see you again. Mind if I grab some coffee?" And he looks around and this is all of you. Says, "You have company. Okay." He just kind of strolls over, starts heading towards grabbing coffee.
Are firbolgs like common in London?
Yes. Firbolg would be, it wouldn't strike you as otherworldly, but it's not so common as to not grant you pause. Typically, especially as a Dalton, this would be the first firbolg you probably would have seen in person.
I walk up to him.
Cool. He's born as
So I've never seen one of you outside of a book. What's your life like?
They look over at you and pat you on the shoulder and go, "Huh, the tales I could tell you. Do you have a moment?"
Always.
Huh, wonderful. When Alashtar brings us together by his heart, we shall talk about my life. If you would like to know more, I can tell you all about Alashtar. Ask him about his time in Durgolas. He's born as not.
Farmer-Wheatbrook, I mean, Alashtar. Why have I never seen this firbolg before? We've spent many a nights eating dinner and everything's so new to me. You're Alashtar, right?
You got it.
I'm so sorry. I just keep thinking of you as Farmer-Wheatbrook, and I'm very confused.
That's totally forgivable. I guess some explaining is due at this point. My friend here, the shaman, will join us soon. They are fixing their coffee at the moment. But I can tell you this, that this is, or they are, from a previous. Have you ever heard of the Feywild? Can you roll a Arcana check?
The Feywild of London.
Alashtar looks at you and says, "Yes,
9.
the very same you've probably read it in your book, so you probably wouldn't know it.
I haven't.
It is a magical place. It's difficult to get to. However, Lashana and I have traveled within the Feywild. I am no more than 50 so years old. I've lost track as the sun's emerged. But in the Feywild, time moves differently. So what would be years there are mere days here. You know me through your long life, because my time in the Feywild extended my life here in this planet.
Do we know of the Feywild as like, is it like more of like a Lost City of Atlantis type place, or is it like an actual, like, this is documented, this is an actual land?
So, especially throughout Kareborum, the Feywild is mythological. It is more like Atlantis. But there are certain people who have claimed to have visited the Feywild. There are certain people who have said that they have not only been to the Feywild, but have lived there for long periods of their life. And so it's a mythological place that does have anchors in the river.
But for the most part, I would have thought, based on reading, it would be more like
You would have a mythological understanding. For sure.
Farmer-Wheatbrook. I mean,
Alashtar, please.
Alashtar.
I
I'm
don't think
so
I
sorry.
can keep up that disguise anymore.
I'm so sorry, but
It's okay.
you've lived a storybook life. It's exciting.
He smiles, he looks at the shot, and he says, a little bit, yes, friend. At this point, Lashana comes up and he kind of like stomps and then sits down in a chair that's way too small for him. Just like, the the tales I could tell you about the two of us. Which one would you like to hear? Would you like to hear about our time fighting orcs in the Dragon Spire? Would you like to hear about the time where old Alashtar here, well, we'll just say that he met an elven princess in the Dulgalar. Well, I'll let him tell that. That's a bit more than I can tell.
Well, why did you come back then?
An inquisitive question. What is your name?
I'm Brao'Drana.
Bayazna. Fantastic. Nice to meet you. I come back now because I was worried about my friend, to be honest. I had heard news as I had been traveling through Dragonhearth amongst its roads and woods that my friends here in London, around other places, have been dealing with the undead, attacking towns, attacking walls. I wanted to come and check on my friend.
Can I show you a symbol?
Sure.
Do you happen to know this symbol here?
Can't say that I've ever seen it, but it looks eldritch in nature. It does look eldritch in nature. Where have you found that symbol?
It's all over the skulls of the undead that we found.
An eldritch mark on skulls. That is very interesting. Now, what else can you? Well, you're a large party. What do I call you individuals? Do I call you a name as a group?
Forgive me for asking, friend, but
Of course.
my name is Telvari, and
So very nice to meet you.
it's nice to meet you as well. It's always exciting to see new faces, and especially exotic and uncommon faces in these trying times.
She's like, oh, sorry.
But
Stop.
forgive my ignorance for asking, but I find it hard to believe that you've never seen such a symbol when it's on the back of the very house that we sit inside.
So at this point, Lashana looks at Alashtar, and Alashtar looks up at him. He's like, I just want to tell you, it's been there for a couple of days. And then he looks at you guys and he says, showed up a few days ago and didn't know what it meant.
When you say showed up, do you mean it just appeared? Or was it a vandalism? Did someone come up and do it?
What I remember is leaving the farm to head into town for some supplies. And when I returned, the etching was on the back of the house.
Was it before or after my family was taken?
Ah, when was your family taken? Could have been a day or a half.
A day and a half ago.
Oh,
Time eludes me.
well before. It was 2 or 3 days ago that I traveled to town and noticed it.
I guess I'm gonna reach into my bag, pull out my skull that has the same markings, and be like, "Well, we can compare the two. Let's see if it's made by tools or magic." I just hold it up like Macbeth.
So they're both the firbolg and human figure candidates. Like, well, that's definitely the same mark on the back of the house. And so at this, Lashana puts this coffee down on the table and kind of sits back and says, well, what else can you tell me about what's going on around these parts? Anything curious? Anything out of the norm?
There was a coordinated attack of skeletons.
An entire town was sacked
My whole family
to the east.
The dead have returned.
And there was an King in his farm.
Interesting.
You could say that it's been a very eventful few days. There is much trouble afoot at the Circle Lund.
And this, Lashana laughs. That is eventful indeed.
Oh, we didn't even include the dead deserter in my family's farm.
A deserter?
Delvic Reeves.
The guard.
The guard.
Deserted the.
Sorry, but I don't know. It's bizarre, but
So you came here directly from the Feywild?
oh no! I have not been to the Feywild in many years, friend. Many years. I actually have just come to you directly from the Grove, the small forest that is to the west of London.
You mean Fair?
No, not the town.
But the grove next to Fair.
Oh, yes.
Did you happen to go into Fair?
I don't like towns very much. I tend to stay out.
Fair enough.
If you just came, was there any attacks from skeletons or anything like that going on over there?
In the towns. I haven't been in the towns. I came through the forest.
But you've not spoken with anybody or heard or talked to anything?
I tend to avoid most.
Did you see walking corpses?
Not in the grove. No, not in the grove.
Is there a main road that cuts through the grove?
There is one road that cuts through the grove that connects the village of Prawn to the city of Kareborum. It's the old lumber road. But I avoided that as much as I could.
Sorry, what were the names again?
The village's name is Prawn, P-R-A-N. And the city that it connects to is Garamon, which all of you would know, because it's the largest city in the southern part of the dragon.
Yes,
Thank
well,
you,
we
sir.
believe that there's a necromancer that is coordinating these undead attacks.
Interesting theory. A necromancer.
What other way could it be to waste the minute?
Well,
Is there magic you know other than necromancy?
I don't know much of magic. I know more of the woods. He looks over at Billy and notices the bow on her back and says to you, Ranger? Oh,
And I jump up on the store, the closest store. Yeah, that's right, I'm a ranger.
that's wonderful. I am a ranger myself.
Yeah? So what do starlings mean to you?
Kind of looks at puts his eyebrow. Do you mean the bird?
Sure. I guess.
They're all right, I suppose. And at this point, Alashtar is kind of looking around as well. Looks at
Real quickly, why did you decide now to come to Alashtar? He said he was expecting you, and it just seems mildly convenient that we have had all of these happenings right when you show up, and he was expecting you to show up. Do you guys maybe know more than what you were telling us?
Persuasion?
No, roll. Actually, yeah, go ahead. Roll persuade. So I think you can actually persuade him to reveal more than what he wants.
9.
He kind of, so Lashana looks at you, and they look at Alashtar. Star gives him just a little nod that you always. And at this point, Lashana kind of shifts the seat and says, we're not meaning to deceive any of you. Let me tell you a bit more about myself. Amidst my clan, I am known as a horizon walker. I can traverse the plains. The Feywild portal that has been allowing this magic to seep into this part of the Dragon Heart is what I've been hunting lately. I knew Alashtar lived in the southern part of the heart, so I came to visit him. But the timing of the skeletons is interesting, though not causal to my arrival.
Well, I appreciate you letting us know that. I did not mean to sound accusatory.
No,
I was just very curious. It all seemed very convenient.
I understand.
Yes, well, we've certainly been here long enough, and while I do appreciate your hospitality, Alashtar, we need to be on our way. I need to be going off to Fair as soon as possible.
Well, what's in fair that you were heading towards in such a quick...
Yes, I need to see Vanessa Oakhold immediately.
I don't know the name. Daenerys.
Yes, Vanellis.
Okay.
Is this something to do with your ongoing education?
It is, yes. It was due to my, unfortunately, lost mentor and his friend.
You and I share something in common then. I too lost a mentor.
And who was your mentor?
A man by the name of Shanyanaris. I don't imagine you would have met, but just interesting that we have such a shared trauma.
Andrew, you you would know from
wasn't that-
woke in the previous night.
Yeah, that was the name he muttered in his nightmare, right? Yeah.
So since you're the same, you would have heard him say that.
Yeah. Sorry,
You're fine.
that was the name you uttered in your sleep.
Ooh.
You still have dreams about him then?
I wasn't aware that anyone could hear what happened.
Well,
I
certainly
don't
it's
sleep much.
expected.
Oops, sorry.
Well, certainly it's expected that you have dreams about your past mentor. I'm sure you were close. What's wrong with that?
Well, I don't want to put that burden on you all. I thought it was interesting that you and I had a shared trauma of losing a mentor, and maybe something is tying this group of us together that we don't see.
I think it's our love of bacon.
I do enjoy a good strip, my friend.
I like your guts.
Just going to get the bacon and eggs.
Yeah, there's a lot still on the table.
And as I get the bacon and eggs on the thing, I sit next to the firbolg, but I'm kind of sizing up, like, am I taller than them?
He looks at you two
Doing
and
like
like
chest, like looking at the quads, like.
he slaps you on the back gently. He's like, "Oh, friend, I've not seen a Goliath this far south in a long time. What brings you into Dragonhall?"
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh, come on now, friend. We are all sitting here for breakfast. Surely you have tales that connect your life to this.
Oh, he's got lots of tales. Tales of
I don't
drinking.
want to talk about it.
Come on. Come
I'll
on.
do a persuasion in check. So Charlie rolls straight in, and Morgan, go ahead and roll.
Fucking idiot over here.
What is the
Persuasion.
Persuasion.
You're gonna
So it'd be
11?
You love it.
yeah. Well, okay. There we go. 2 low rolls, but it works out. So Bruce,
Two
while you
idiots.
kind of look over and you're like,
Smart.
no, I don't want to say it.
Jumping up and
And
down.
then it's like, come on.
Come on, man.
Our words find just enough purchase to get you to reveal a little bit, but certainly not everything. If you want to.
If you want to know, I was cast out. I'm not strong enough to. Anyways, point of the story is good to see you.
You look very strong. How can you not be
I'm
strong enough?
I feel strong. Just,
It's okay. Just get it.
Then,
you made me say it.
yes. I mean, I've shared my trauma. He's shared his trauma. She shared her trauma. It's time for you to share the trauma except you.
While you're
Yeah,
talking,
okay.
Alashtar is walking around pouring drinks for everyone and handing them out.
I know what'll
Just a
help
little
your
bounce.
fear of being weak. Throw me up
Not
into the sea.
Family
I know.
stuff.
I said your fear of being weak.
Oh, no.
There,
Pick me up.
fear of being weak.
Show your strength. Pick me up.
Bruce, maybe you should take this before you do it. It's a stout. Yes.
It's like 9 in the morning.
Yes, well, no better time.
Alashtar looks at her like, well, it is a
Time's never mattered to you before.
No, I'm okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, well.
I will simply sit here.
So while you guys are chatting, Lashana kind of shifts in that too small chair and stands up as it creaks beneath him. He says, "Well, looks like you guys have a lot going on.
Like Andre.
Says, here's what I know from my traversing around the as far as I can tell, the Fey portal is in the temple. The only problem is that Fey portals can only be accessed under the new full moon. The next full moon is not for 9 days, on the 24th of summer. If you're you seek adventure, I could always use company in the Deadwood. If you'd like to, meet me at Thorn and Petal in Tarleton.
If we seek adventure,
Yes.
Oh,
Oh,
adventure
yes.
indeed.
I would love to adventure. Can we adventure, y'all?
for what purpose?
It's an adventure.
Terran is the town that was sacked.
Adventure is the
Terran was
purpose.
the town that was
To learn
attacked. You guys did see refugees from Terran. Yes.
Diasna, it's the journey before the destination.
Oh, please. What is the purpose of this?
Did that Alashtar and
sounds like fun to me.
and Lashana exchange looks again. They're, actually, go ahead and invite everyone for the first time to roll a perception check. See who knows. Yeah.
15?
But I spill my plate of eggs on the floor.
I just like
Seven.
that. No perception.
7.
7.
15?
We're all
Oh.
It's very early. We're all tired.
As they exchange a glance by Osner, you notice that the look that they give each other is more fear and worry than a simple kind of like glance and nod.
Well, that certainly wasn't something that makes me feel better about this journey. Why are you scared?
At this point, Lashana looks at Alashtar and he just kind of gives him a little nod and he says, "Let me guess. Children are going missing in Lund.
Yes, but the children of the light are looking into it.
Like, he snorts like a big like, cow. They're always in the way. They mean well, but their zealot nature takes them beyond their limits.
Who?
The children of the light.
More importantly, how did you know?
This is not the first town to report their children being stolen in the night. This has been happening in Talon's Reach for 3 months. I'm sure.
Is this why you were traveling around? Is to collect information on these missings?
Like I said earlier, I came to check on the front.
So when I asked you if this is happening elsewhere, you said, yeah, that was a lie.
Excuse me, do you have a broom? I have to sweep these eggs.
Are you talking about Alashtar or Lashana?
Alashtar.
This is sleep.
No. Is there like a napkin or something?
Bruce, there are better times.
Bruce, can you
That's right, Nick.
Well,
Grab-
he
No, I'm
talks.
just no.
Grab dragon against you.
Tried to start eating the eggs off the floor. Yeah.
Yeah. definitely.
Oh,
So,
See, we
so
got
disgusting.
You were going to throw this away.
Lashana hears the more question and he looks and he says, "We've just met. Don't know what I can tell you that you already know. I don't want to reveal too much about what I already know. How do I know you were not working with those that put the mark on Alashtar's home?
Then why have you told us anything?
How do you know that anything I told you was true?"
Me mother's missing. You think she's in Feyland or Feywild or Feywoods?
Why would I be carrying around a skull and use it as evidence to look at the other marking?
You eat eggs off the floor.
That is not relevant right now.
This Alashtar says, "Friends, there's too many currents in this room. Lashana is a former adventuring friend of mine. We have seen much of the world beyond London and beyond the southern part of Dragonfly. And I trust him innately, as I hope you would trust him.
Why should we
I
try?
stand up
All
and I
the
say,
unflappers.
I chest out. I want to prove myself. Let us do this adventure.
What? Hold
Here,
on.
here.
Agreed.
Hold on
I'm
one
always down
moment.
for an adventure, but I don't like being lied to.
And Lashana looks at you and says, "Well, in time, hopefully I can earn your trust. You must understand that sometimes you must protect those who seek too much too early."
Loma.
This animal is
You know
2 inches taller than me and therefore very strong.
Bruce.
He's not an animal.
Anyway, the more important point is you clearly don't trust the children of the light. So you're going to take this on yourself?
Not taking on the children of the light. Simply ask you to meet me in Terran if you so choose.
To go into the Feywild?
If we can even find the portal.
And what would they have to do with this
It's in the
necromancer and the undead?
Well, that is what I hope to find out in Terran.
bad. No, for being someone who's so inquisitive, you really don't want to find answers, it seems like.
No, I need to go to fair immediately. This is all simply distractions to the bigger issue.
Like my missing mother.
Exactly like your missing mother.
You think she's in the Feywild?
You have no idea what's in the Feywild.
In all your research, you don't want to go see this new Fey world?
Roll persuasion.
I don't know, that was...
If I ask, I roll.
Sounds like real life.
Let's get this
Charlie.
Roll with advantage on that.
Oh, he has already got advantage.
I'll throw an advantage next to it.
That was just really.
You're beating me anyway.
It's not bad.
Yes, well, this will. I
I
think,
got -1 persuasion. 9.
well, I got a 7, so we're there. Yes, well, I suppose this would be good for my research.
So, alright, what do you do?
Good.
So
Because I
Varnik's
used my
face kind of
advantage.
sinks, and he's
He gives
looking
it up.
very, very nervous and very, trepidatious. Alashtar, tell me, in the Feywild, can people see our dream self, or just ourself?
Whoa.
And he says to you,
What is it? Drinks?
I don't know. I may have been disingenuous in our encounters.
You guys do nothing but lie. I
Shh.
Lomar.
He says to you and Corey, he says, I traveled the Feywild before I became human. So I don't know the answer to your question. Yeah, none of you speak Corey? Am I not yet?
Just the one.
Yeah, no. Corey, U-O-R-I. Am I not saying it right?
That sounds right to me.
And then he looks around at the group again and he says, sorry, I wanted to make sure that Tavarn understood me. Our bond, which crosses planes, I was not part of that person when I traveled into the Feywild. So I could not help it with his injury.
Yes, well, I say we be off then. Let's
Okay.
not waste time.
1, 2, 3, 4 Arcana checks. Did you guys?
Sorry, 27.
12.
So as Alashtar is speaking to Tomar, Lomar, you remember a passage from a tome that you read on one particular night studying in Strixhaven that talks about how the Feywild does not reveal the Kalashtar as a dream body. Instead, it shows their material planes in the Feywild.
As their dream, it does not show them in their dream body.
Correct. It shows their self as they are seen in the material plane.
Show them the dream body.
Or human form, if that makes sense.
I pass that information along to everybody. I read in a tome a long time ago that in this Feywild, which is I still don't know if it's necessarily real, but they're saying it's from how truthfully been thus far. That it doesn't show Kalashtar your kind in the dream set. It just shows you guys in your material.
And you would also know, especially because of the type of magic that you were studying in Strixhaven, about the oddities of time flow within the Fey. You would know that depending on the portal that you enter, time can flow differently. Where Alashtar and Shauna entered the portal to years past the material plane, when they were there for months or even weeks, it could be the opposite. You can travel to the Feywild and spend years there and return to the material plane in mere minutes have passed.
All based on
Patrick with. Sorry.
Why didn't you hear what you said? Was it good? No, okay, hold
author.
The name who will not mention the stable who has suffered Jordan. I pass on.
So we all heard that, right?
Those are my
Or no?
knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
what-
just your knowledge.
Well,
And then he,
Oh.
and then he passed it on to
Okay.
Now,
Oh. Okay.
So what are we doing?
you. Lashana stands up and they just kind of look around and go, it's a journey to town. It's a full day from one, so if you don't mind, I'm going to head that way now and start scouting through the dead wood and through Fallon's wood between the two to see what I can find. I'll catch you up when I meet you in Terran, if that's amendable, but if I don't see you there, then that's okay as well.
At
how
the
will you know how
Northern
long
Pedal.
it'll be?
And yes, when will you be able to know when we're there?
Meet me at Thorn and Pedal Inn on 23rd of summer. I'll wait for you there.
Northern Pedal.
The 23rd of Sovereign?
23rd. We have much to prepare before you journey into the dead wood. And much to prepare.
What day is today?
So today would be the 14th.
That's what day?
I thought the
So
15th
it's
has it.
9 days away.
Yeah,
9 days
On the
away.
24th,
9
and the
days. We have
full
to
moon.
meet you in Terran.
Time
seems-
between.
Remember, people, it has to be on the full moon, right?
Yes, the 24th.
No, I
But
understand.
23rd, 24th.
That's only when the portal.
So we're meeting in the 23rd and going by the 24th.
So I can only, as a horizon rock, find the portal is active. It won't be active before the 24th. And because of the lunar cycles of Brao'Drana, they will only be active for 3 days.
Okay.
So you have 3 days to find it.
We hopefully have 3
There's a
days.
small window to, yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
Does anybody eat this bacon?
So what will we like?
Last round, it's all yours, Bruce.
So just before you go, Alashtar and Lashana, in this deadwood, would we see a portal, or we'd feel a portal, or would the animals run from the portal? What would we be looking for in case we don't see you on the 23rd of Sovereign?
I don't mean to be rude, but if you don't find me on the 23rd of Sovereign, the odds of finding the Fate Portal are less than 90. Unless any of you can sense two other planes of existence.
Nope.
Probably not.
No. Well then, like I said, if you seek adventure, this might be an adventure that you won't soon forget. And hopefully, between now and when I meet you on the 23rd, I'll find out more information about what's happened in Terran, what's happened in Bloom. My guess is they've also suffered. Have you come across any villagers from Terran in your travels here?
We did see some refugees on their way to Lund.
Well, Seer's kind of twitch around. Did they mention what they've been through or what they've seen?
Same thing that Lund was
Yeah.
attacked by skeletons.
They were attacked.
Plenty
They had to
of undead.
vacate.
This far south is very worrying. Indeed, requires a looks around. Kind of sees Alashtar. Says, I think I should probably go now. Looks at all he says, see you in town.
Yes.
And he just sort of turns and walks out the door.
If you keep the same shade.
Lashana goes, he just whistles. Okay. He walks out. Alashtar looks at everybody else and says, I hope nobody feels as if we attempted to deceive any of you. However, two graduates of the university, an undergraduate from the university, a very young person, cat, a local ranger, and a dock worker. We're not sure if we can rely on you yet. I promise our intention was not to deceive, but to protect and hopefully guide.
Yes, well, general suspicion is always very smart to have.
I agree. By us, yes.
Yes.
Farmer Alashtar.
Well, I'm not much of a farmer. We can
Oh, I'm
use
sorry.
that if you'd like.
My apologies.
That's okay.
Uh,
The act has been working well for a while.
Is this jam? Can I use it? It's right here. Is this okay? If I have some
What's
jam?
one? What do you want
Love
to
it
eat?
is.
You want to eat it?
Yes.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
That's all
God.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
so worried.
Go ahead.
I thought we had a whole.
Everybody's.
Okay.
Everything is for everyone.
Yeah, that's so nice.
You can even take a jar with you if you'd like.
Yeah, that's okay.
No.
Yes, well, when Bruce decides to stop eating, we can be on our way.
I'm a very large person.
He needs it to grow big and strong, like our firbolg friend.
I am bigger than him.
As you are, my friend. As you are.
On that note, I would like to personally head back in London to pick up supplies for the journey.
Alashtar's cleaning off the dishes and scrubbing out the mugs. And it's just kind of going about his chores.
Would anyone like to join me while I do that?
Fear
Is it towards glory?
Once we have the supplies, it will be towards glory.
I would love to go to glory.
Isn't that the opposite direction of where we need to go?
Where are we going?
No, isn't it on the? It's like it was on the opposite side.
Yeah.
So it's like we're here, on there.
So,
Terran is northeast, Lund is southwest.
so here it is.
We'd be going
Terran
we'd be
is
backtracking.
this way.
Here's
Yeah.
Lund.
Terran is this
Terran
way.
is here.
Terran.
Let me go up.
Is it my left or your left?
So,
This way.
Terran would be one day's travel walking from
Okay.
From north of Lund.
Lund. As far as northeast of Lund, it's not directly north. You'd be taking the northeast road out of
Are you going to Terran?
I'm always ready for an adventure. I do not like being lied to. At all.
You think somebody's lying to you?
Flat out admitted to lying.
Both of them
So,
do, yes.
Where?
Multiple times.
So we should stay here then.
No,
Sometimes it can be difficult telling the truth. Sometimes you don't know how much truth people are ready to hear.
Roll persuasion. Scout. Or,
And would you trust him any more than what he trusts us?
roll with advantage, because that's neat.
Straight in. 17.
26.
Oh,
It was a nat 22.
Woo!
yeah, so Artie's words find purchase in your mind as he persuades you to come along to this idea that sometimes people hold back information when trying to protect not only themselves but the people they're talking to.
I'll go along, but I'm not going to trust him.
I can assure you, my friend, we will find adventure, we will find knowledge, and we will find something to prove our strength.
So is
I like
Alashtar away from everybody?
I guess you said the same cleaning, so he's probably no more than 10 feet away.
If I did, I want to catch him on the sly when no one's kind of. I don't know.
Roll a stealth check.
Would it be stealth or yeah?
Yeah, roll stealth.
So 15 plus 5.
Oh yeah, so nobody notices you sliding up to him. He also
He also doesn't notice.
You would
like expect the cat to be quiet.
It's a wee person.
Well, no, he kind of looks over you and says,
Alashtar. I know I haven't known you long, but I've known the farmer version
he
of
puts
you.
his hand on your wrist. Have known me long. It's still me.
I haven't known any of the people in the room as long as you, but I was wondering if you could help me since my mother's missing and you know her, and she's baked your bread forever and helped grow your corn and do things around the house like
So
ninja
you-
socks and stuff. And
She has been exceptionally helpful since since Laura has passed.
And-
it's been a second family to me.
And so since my father passed, you're like a father figure to me, and I just want you to see this key.
What kind of key?
I got a letter with it.
A letter.
I didn't burn it. It was on that
Can I get
Deserters.
Can I get everyone to roll a perception check?
Mine was 15 plus 5, so 20.
17.
Killing it.
Well,
19.
Can I just my passive?
No.
I feel like I'm next to the washing dishes. I'm washing. I'm trying to help.
Yeah. So nobody notices you.
19.
You rolled
20-something.
25, yeah, 27.
Ew.
So I was like, there's no way.
20 technically.
I felt
That's
very good.
20
with
still
that
beats
roll.
19. So, yeah. So you
Well-
pass the letter over to Alashtar and he looks at it. And he's kind of. That's what they were asking about.
What?
He
What?
kind of folds the letter back up and hands it to you. He says, "Don't know what the key is. I've not seen a key like that before. But the Starlings are, of course, the Thieves Guild from London, which you wouldn't know, even being a citizen. The Starlings tend to be very secretive. Thieves.
So do you think I should ask my new friends about it? Do you trust them?
Looks around. Looks at Tilvari. He says, "In quarry, telepathically. Can she trust you?"
I'll respond back telepathically in quarry. Of course. I seek only to help those around me, and these are my new friends. For better or worse, I'm with them till I'm dead.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. He says, "Yes, you do this."
Oh, thank you.
And he goes back to cleaning off pots, pans, and dishes.
And I hide it in my hair.
Okay. Do a sleight of hand check.
Eight?
Piece of paper coming out of here. It's like normal.
Can you like fall out
We're
of
all
my
like, I can't see it. Like, oh my god.
So you go to do that,
like
and the letter falls out of your hand onto the ground,
oh
Well, What's that, Minnie?
no!
and everybody would notice that using passive
Can I
perception.
pick it up?
Sure.
It appears that there's not one person hiding things from
What's
us in
that?
this group.
I'm sorry, I didn't trust none of yous.
We don't have trust within our own group.
What?
After
What are
all
you
the
talking
drinking-
about? Something on her hair. What is she talking
I
about?
didn't
Well,
know.
Bruce, hurry up and read it.
There's so many things going on.
I don't think you should
You
read
can read.
Kalashtar looks around and goes, "I'm just gonna step down to the side."
God dang it. I mean, what's the god of this
Honestly, I don't know what this
You
means.
say,
I'm sorry I read it.
tyranny.
I'm sorry I read it.
Here. Familiar.
Yes.
No.
You can read.
What?
You can read common.
No, I can't. No, I
It's like join the
Trust none of you.
Not necessarily any comprehends it.
Fair, fair.
I can read.
I can read and write. I just don't like to read and write.
Don't like to.
I'm sorry. My mother's missing. My family was found in beer cans or whatever. It's so tiny.
My
Um,
favorite too.
So I just didn't know all this stuff started happening as soon as you started showing up, and I didn't know who to trust and who to, I'm here for my family, but now I've grown to trust all of you, even if we're so weird. But I'll read the letter to you. I found it on that deserter body. I found it with another guardsman. We went searching through the house, and none of you were there.
Isaac Highmark is the
Isaac Highmark was there with me. We found it on Dalvik Greaves' dead body in my family's field. And it said burn after reading, so I didn't know if I should burn it, if I should keep it.
Well, of course not. You must keep it.
Yes.
It did
It
say
came
burn.
in a key, okay? And it came in official letterhead with a nice little wax.
Amelia, please
Thank-
get to the.
Okay. So it says a true starling does not flee from danger, but instead flies to the passage of death, speaking the words of those that come before ye. Silent winds hide many secrets. That's why I kind of hid the secret, okay, guys? And it says commit this to memory and then burn this letter. And there's I guess it's a starling or a crow or a raven in this key.
Alashtar is like, well, you're being very judgmental of the person who drew that and their artistic ability. Is all I'm saying.
I just didn't know who to trust. Okay?
So when my guy having
Oh, boys.
I just didn't want it to hurt me, mother.
would my guy having been like a rogue that frequented that town know what that symbol is?
Roll it. Can I read it? My hand. Wow! That was amazing.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Everybody's getting
I don't know how I thought
Yeah.
That was incredible. Amelia?
Please.
Lamar?
Amazing. Sounds great.
Andrew, what was your history check?
15.
Okay, so you know the Starlings. You know that, especially being a sailor aboard a ship that travels back and forth between London, your ship has encountered the Starlings a few times. They've tried to rob your ship. They've held up some of your sailor crewmen or crewmates within the town. They have ransacked supplies. They've snuck aboard and sailed with you at times. You also know that the Starlings are rumored to have a sort of hideout, if you will, a gathering point at one of the inns in town called the End of the Road.
End of the road.
Okay, I've got 11 history check. I've been in there.
Yeah, man,
What's your general thought? Like, I know.
So you know of the Starlings. You know of them especially more of like as a nuisance.
Yeah.
Like especially as a dock workers and longshoremen. You will have encountered them many times.
Yeah, they stole some goods.
Yeah, like scaring them away from the crates, finding their marks the next day of opening
Pass the
crates.
Sure, okay.
Cool. You would be able to corroborate the rumor that the tavern known as the End of the Road tends to be their kind of hangout, for lack of a better term.
Cool.
I'm just passing the letter around.
And where are they located?
In a tavern called the End of the Road.
They're the worst.
In London?
They're the worst.
In what city?
Yeah, in London, right? Yes, in London.
Well,
Did I hear the guy say something about judging his artistic ability?
No, I was joking. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I should have been more clear. I was just joking.
So this is
Oh,
the tavern.
I was joking.
I have to remember to go OOC.
Yeah.
So who do you?
Somebody speak.
Well, I know that symbol. Those are the bastards called the Starlings, and I say bastards in a jovial way.
No, they're bastards.
On most hands, yes.
The note said that they were
Are there other
starlings.
hands?
What on fuzzy hens?
I think.
What? What a fuzz? What?
What about your fuzzy hens? You said on some hens.
On
What
two
about-
of
Don't give him pause.
On two of my paws, they are bastards. On two of my other paws, they are good shipmates.
well,
They have robbed my ship, and they have helped work on it. I've hated them, and I have called them some of my friends.
So you're a starling?
I am a sailor.
Starling sailor, huh?
There have been starlings on the... Look, we sail across treacherous seas. You take who will work with you.
Flat time roll perception.
Am I lying?
I want to see it. I want to see it a lot.
Love that conversation.
22.
My
Yeah, you know so.
lying.
Am I lying? Yep, you're Starling. Guess what? This story's gonna be weird.
Surprise.
I cover up my wrist.
You noticed nothing.
Yeah, so Zlatan would know that plus system.
So,
Sorry, go ahead.
so since you know these starling folks, these bad people, this thieves guild, did you happen to know Delvic Greaves, the deserter?
I don't think so, did I?
His dead body was found in my family's farm and my mother's missing.
You've said that.
I know I've said
Wait.
it a lot, I just haven't eaten yet.
So
He ate all the scraps off the floor and I'm kind of hungry.
Fuzzy, I'll let you know.
Blood sugar.
I got my blood sugar.
Just roll a d20. If it's higher than 10, you do it. If it's lower than 10, you didn't.
So kind of scaled. That's it. Okay. I knew him not very well. Wait, no, other way around. I've heard of his name quite frequently. I believe he was a sailor on the Jackie Daytona once or twice. I would probably recognize his face if I saw it.
Well, his
But I-
dead body's still in my family's farm.
Well, that is somewhat unfortunate to hear, I suppose, but again, I don't really know him all that well.
Didn't we decide that going towards land was in the opposite direction of where we needed to go?
Yes, Bias, I agree.
So we're going to Terran.
We're going to Terran. It's a day's walk.
I do feel bad for those refugees. I'd love to help them.
Alashtar,
Can we
Perhaps
help
there are
them when
more.
we get back?
do we have a map?
I would love to find the source of their issue.
You do.
You do. Yeah,
And
you guys
then-
did.
Thank God.
The farm is an hour away from Lund, right?
So the farm that you guys are at right now
It's like a half day.
is a mile to the main road, and then about a half a mile back to the gate.
So it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah, probably 15, 20 minutes
Here.
of walking to get back to Lund.
So
And then
I would
from the
love
town of-
to
From the town
I see
of
what
Lund,
you're
it would
saying.
be a
clean
full-
out their city for them. They seem desperate.
The way you said that, as Bruce can in.
So it would be a full day,
I
like
can do
a full 8 hours of travel to get to Lund. Or I'm sorry, to get to Tyron from Lund. And it's 8 hours. Yeah, like full,
24
full real travel type of day, which considers taking down camp, putting up camp, packing up parts, and traveling.
So
It's you would know actually.
I'm obviously done eating. Where are we going? There's no more
Terran.
eggs in orbit.
Towards town, I suppose. Unless if there's an urgent need behind this thieves guild.
No, but that is interesting.
I don't know what to say
Amelia.
anymore.
Emilia, would you be okay if we went and tried to help the greater good and then came back and got vengeance for the bastards who took your mother?
I'd be okay with that, since I trust you.
Okay, well, we can hurt them.
I like that very much.
Okay, then, let us go on our way.
Plus, our time in the Feywild will only be minutes here as opposed to much longer.
It could be days.
Wild is in Terran as well.
It's in town, yes.
Oh.
Biasna. It
Yes.
could be years here, or days here, or minutes here.
No, I thought the years there were minutes here.
Time flows differently in general.
But we're
See,
not
it just,
horizon walkers. We wouldn't know.
That's why we were told it.
But Lashtar is Lashana.
Lashana.
Shall we?
So as you guys are talking, Alashtar pulls just a piece of the type of the arm getting out underneath of his jacket, just sits on the table, just says, "Take that back to Hammerbeard in town, whenever. They'll
Towards
reward
Lund
you.
again.
Oh, yeah. We
Anytime.
Yeah,
our
this
quest.
Anytime.
Is in Lund.
It's certainly of no important time frame. We'll take the chitin whenever he brings it, but he will probably, if I know, pay you in gold before you leave."
Let's go turn in the chitin, check out the Thieves Guild, grab supplies, and then it's an 8-hour trek up to Terran.
Well, it seems that everything's trying to bring us back to Lund.
I think we should get back on our defenses and re-up on our potions.
Plus, we have 10 days until we get back to the.
Oh, sorry. I have clock. So by this point, it would be probably 11:30 in the morning. You
So
guys have
we'll
been
be there by
talking
noon.
for about an hour.
That
Oh,
means we'll be arriving in Terran at night. 8 o'clock.
the portal isn't open for.
10
You
more
guys-
days.
you guys
Yeah.
would all, you guys would also all know that
I see.
laws.
10 more days.
I
yeah.
see. I see. So Terran might not be the best place.
So within the laws of, especially the Dragon Hearth, particularly with what has been going on, towns and villages tend to close their gates or not allow entry if they don't have a law to travelers who would approach it.
So we'd be getting there past gate closure anyways.
You can go to
Then Lund might be the only answer.
Leaving Lund was kind of a favor anyway.
Or we
We
go to
weren't allowed to
Tyrion
leave
directly.
unless we were to help, well,
we get
Alashtar now.
we'll be getting there after dark. Well, we'll
Okay.
try to get dark.
Great.
Well,
Well, then Loon it is, and
Yeah,
we've only
about
got
there.
6 hours of daylight.
8:30.
We need to make a decision.
Yes,
How
well,
long is it to Loon?
Like
No,
an
yeah.
hour.
30 minutes.
Okay,
You'd be
well,
there. You'd be there by lunch.
great. Well, we'll
I'm
take this Triton,
Chitin.
Titan,
I don't know. It's kind
the thing.
we don't know. See, it's got a
Yeah,
C.
yeah,
It's got a month
It's a
season.
season.
of
100%.
There you go.
And
Titan.
we can meet up with my uncle.
And off with none.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
All the
Agree.
pebbles.
Snuggletree.
Sounds
I guess you can check out that picture.
And we're going to
And
London. We're going to London right now. We're in the house.
Oh,
throw the plate into the dishwasher.
Slam it down.
So you toss it to the sink, and Alashtar catches it midair, like, "Thank you." Just keeps washing. He says, "Best of luck. Does your group have a name by chance, or do I just refer to you all as individuals still?"
Yes, well,
We're entourage.
Entourage. We are certainly still individuals.
Very well. Best of
We are
luck.
the band of brethren.
But what, there are females here.
I don't know how that works.
the band
group of
is
siblings.
populated people.
Just call us the River
Nice.
Walkers.
Or the golden
The
Hole.
Riverwalkers.
The Riverwalkers.
I don't think we have a
Or
name.
the
Let's get the
rivers
fuck
that
out of here.
Anyway, off to London.
So with that, we'll take a break. We'll come back in a few moments to follow our party as we travel back to London.
Chris, I had a question.
Sure. welcome back. Thank you for hanging out during the break so that we could all get new drinks and chat a bit about some stuff that's going on later tonight that I did want to mention before we hop back into the action in the campaign. Tonight we're going to be hosting the first episode of a series we're going to be calling Downstream for RiverQuest Games, where we are going to talk about the session, talk about the game. Most times it's going to happen on a Monday night. We're still working out the time for that exactly. Next week during the session we'll have that for you. However, tonight we're going to be doing it directly after the end of our stream. We'll probably take a 5 or 10 minute break just so we can figure out who's able to stay. We're going to talk about what topics we want to talk about. And tonight's episode of Downstream is going to be pretty much all about here's what the segment's going to look like, here's what it's going to cover, and we'll talk a little bit about the structure of it and all that good stuff. And then we'll have kind of a abbreviated version tonight as we get into Downstream for the first time, which is really exciting because it'll be fun to hear what the players think. And we thought it was a really good way for you guys at home, or for everyone at home, to get to know the people around the table beyond the short introductions that we do here at the beginning of the game, so that you can get to know players outside of your characters. So, with that said, hopefully you'll stick around after the end of tonight's episode for the first of what will hopefully be many different episodes of Downstream to get to know our players a little bit better. So, with that, drop back into the action as our party leaves Alashtar's farmhouse and begins to head down the road. So, what do you guys do?
Had to run.
I guess I want to lead the group and just like a little sing along because we're trying to kill time.
Yeah, love it.
Give me a roll for performance.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
Oh yeah, go ahead. What you got? Botch?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay, so in the most off-key cat wailing sound you've ever heard, you begin to sing a song from your ship deck days of being a sailor aboard the HMS Jackie Davis.
Well, we sometimes swab the deck, and we sometimes walk the plank. No, we sometimes. We always. I've got this. I've got this. I've got this.
do you?
Plank a tank. We will not sank.
Okay.
Rank. Let's go to the bank.
Okay, well, yes. But
You get the idea, right?
God almighty.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
Are you kidding me? That was amazing.
Your Majesty.
It's the
Even
voice
out
of
of
an
the
angel.
drunkest people I've ever seen in Loon, that was the worst. That was the worst.
I am not drunk anymore.
So right now, you guys are just walking down the road towards sort of where the road to Alashtar's home, his farmstead, where it would meet with sort of the main road coming out of them. These types of roads, especially here in the southern part of Dragon Heart, don't have names. They're just paths and paths that connect towns and villages to one another, as well as towns to cities. However, right now you're just walking along, enjoying the cloudy late morning as the rain has dissipated. The temperature is cool. The road is a little bit muddy, so it's taking a little bit longer than you would plan as you're walking. But overall, you're not getting wet. It's a pleasant.
Cool. As I stomp along, I look at the road and say, pretty rutted. So annoying. You think they'd keep up with the roads?
I'm not a taxpayer myself, so I can't say that I've contributed to the roads. But maybe one day I could be a road paver.
I think it's called a cobbler. Like the pie.
Don't they put shoes
So
on horses?
No, cobblers make shoes.
They make shoes for horses.
Nope.
No.
That's a farrier.
Can we please focus on what's coming ahead of us in 10 simple days?
By house now.
I think we need to get to the bottom of this. What
Bottom of this
What?
road?
What?
what a cobbler does.
Oh, for Paul.
They make pies. Everybody knows that.
They
Road.
make
roll-
pies and shoes.
Roll persuasion. Everyone else roll.
No, I ate
I-
it.
Okay, cool, yeah. But that's good. Roll advantage because
I'm eating it.
you're rolling just straight in. Let's see how persuasive he is.
20 not natural.
19.
Not very
Five.
good.
19.
Only Fuzzy Knuckles is like, yeah, I sound right. Which would make sense because you don't really wear shoes. You got your little kitty paws.
Aw, creepy.
Cool. So we make our way to Lund, and
So why is it so important we get to your town?
Why do you
I'm
think it's fair?
Fair.
You mention it a lot.
Right, Brao'Drana, I'm very sorry that we're yet again waylaying ourselves and delaying reaching your destination, but I want you to know that whatever happens, I'm in your all's debt for, well, I mean, we've killed a lot of things together.
Yes, well,
you're
Tavar,
good at that.
you've certainly saved my life once now, which I suppose demands some sort of an explanation. Well, my mentor's name was Jasper, and unfortunately he's passed. And so now I'm left with his a suitable friend, I suppose. And so I need to be on my way to Fair to meet him and to understand a couple things. Unfortunately, it seems he's in with the Children of the Light, but also he's got information that I need around the Book of Endless Pages.
Look at those pages.
You can read it.
Go ahead
in
and
5
roll
minutes.
Arcana. All of us? Whoever heard it.
I'll take out. Have to
Would be
give
all-
me that. It's
I did too.
13. But
What is it? 2
I
plus?
don't.
15.
Is it perception?
Arcana.
Or
15.
2?
Yes, you definitely are. So, for a lot of you, you probably heard of it, but by asking you off to the side of their DC, you're probably about to meet your tone here.
Yes, well, you certainly must have heard of it in the university. It was simply about the alteration of reality. I know that Lomar, you studied it as well, and it's something that they try not to teach, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't hear of it. That's why I left. But Jasper was on his mission to discover the Book of Endless Pages, to allow me to discover a certain spell, a certain ability to be able to alter reality in the future. So that is my ultimate goal, but I suppose now my friends has apparently gotten involved in the wrong sort with the Children of the Light.
Thank you for that information. I do remember looking at that book. I never actually read it while at the university.
Yeah.
Also, Zlatan's gonna talk to Lomar on the download a little bit to him.
Okay.
So you're just talking to the Dolphin.
Yeah, we'll talk him to Dolphin.
Did anybody here speak to the Dolphin?
No.
Do we all hear them
her
talking
say her
You hear them speaking
main
to
goal
Dolphin,
was
but
to
you
alter
wouldn't know.
reality?
I think that's it.
I think he's saying
Okay.
I'm curious if she's trying.
we had a fountain today.
Or is she trying to really change this place?
You can ask her.
Alright, and then let's keep our eyes and ears.
I think we should trust
Oh. Sorry about that, everyone.
Book of
Oh,
Endless Pages.
You're sorry about speaking
So
a
you
different
told me
language in
about
front
what
of
I,
me.
It's our home language.
what I
Yeah.
know about it from.
Something we're comfortable. That's how we speak to each other.
Is it a thing?
It's
Is it an actual thing in?
You love that.
It's your. It's your.
No, your guy just randomly threw it on you.
That's okay. No.
Alright.
Also take this.
No, you're good.
Basna,
Yes, yes.
you just stated that your goal was to alter reality.
Yes, well, your friend Lomar is also studying now. Why is that curious to you?
His goal isn't to alter reality.
It's a manipulation of time.
Well,
You all should have talked about this before.
This is going over my head.
no, but
Like
why is that your main goal? Is to, what do you mean by alter reality?
There was a book that apparently existed at one point that has been lost for some time, and my mentor left university, Jasper, to discover this book of endless pages, which allowed for a certain spell in order to alter reality in a way that perhaps is not taught at the university. And so now I need to find Vanessa's Oakenhold to figure out if he's discovered anything with my mentor's absence.
So you're trying to manipulate time.
Yes, that is correct.
Did you study chronomancy as well?
I do not know.
So this is extracurricular.
This, I suppose, would be called extracurricular.
You're really into the Feywild, right? You want to
The
get there.
manipulation of time, yes, Bruce made a rather good point that perhaps with the absence of the Book of Endless Pages, perhaps I could learn a bit about the alteration of time within the Feywild.
Can you take my grey hairs away?
That could potentially be a smaller usage of the spell, but yes, I suppose.
So could you go?
Fantastic.
Could you go back in time to save my mother?
Yes,
Oh.
well,
That's dumb. Sorry.
Charlie, roll a combat check with disadvantage because you're talking about time travel with some authority here.
You know how it is. It's like the less you know about a subject, the more you think you know.
Eating Kruger.
Yes.
What did you just roll?
Diane Kruger effect.
7. Yeah, no, you're
I'm
you're not sure. You are talking about it, but you're unsure of exactly the details.
So tell us what you know as with a 7.
That's it.
Oh,
That's all.
okay, my
Goats.
Yeah,
not it.
Security, no one knows.
It says connected. I don't know. Well,
Hey, IT guy literally telling me what it said. So whether or not it works on your phone is not me.
It's
How-
working on my
how-
phone and
how-
the computer. So it's-
Have you been in the town the last 24 hours?
I mean, no team says.
Mr. Shepard?
Says, I just come from town. Yeah.
Please walk towards us.
He's just walking along. Goats are ahead of him. He's kind of.
How does the town look? We've been gone for a day and a half.
A day and a half. Town looks good. I was able to sail 5 goats today in town. There's a new ship coming from, don't bloody remember where, but anyway, the HMS Peddler is into dock. Brings with it all sorts of things. You'll have to get it into town and see what you think. But
HMS Peddler.
HMS Peddler, yeah.
Fuzzy, have you ever heard of
Fuzzy,
the
yeah, I was
Fuzzy?
wondering if you'd.
Roll
Thank
this.
you. Thank you, very
Yeah.
tall man.
Just kind of goes off. Well, he's a dwarf. Oh, I appreciate the compliment on my height.
It's a 9.
So you would only know the HMS Peddler as a ship which also docks in London from time to time. You don't know anything about it. You don't know its captain. You don't know its crew members. You don't even know the colors that it flies.
Have you ever even heard of this?
You've heard of
HMS Peddler?
I know it's a ship that pedals.
Doesn't make any sense.
Oh wow,
Pedals
that's so
right.
descriptive.
I'm sorry, there's 1,000 fucking ships out at sea.
Ah,
Sorry, I don't know every single person on every single one.
really, I feel like it's a little aggressive.
Yeah, it was a bit aggressive for them.
It's
Buzzing
okay.
off of
It's
my
like the dwarf and his flock of goats is just moving past you guys.
Fare thee well, dwarf.
You expect it is- Fairly well, blue person.
Ah,
What did you say?
I got that reference.
No.
Oh,
We can go there.
I
Roll
want
initiative. Okay, good.
to shout out in
Separate.
Dwarvish to him
Ooh.
and say, "What about those skeletons?"
He just gives a sharp whistle. I think it's all stopped and kind of spread out around in the grass. He turns around and looks at you and the dwarf says, "What about the skeletons?"
Why did they pick our town of Lund? Why did they make so much destruction? Do you know anything else of their destructive path?
So you would know this dwarf. He's not a person that you've not come across before. This is the farmer from Axtown Farm, which is well outside of Lund, a few hours away. And actually almost a full day's travel away. He's heading back to them. And he says back to you in Dwarvish and just says, "Familiar, what do I know about skeletons? Just spent in town killing my goats."
Farmer.
Do you know anything about my mother? She's still missing.
She's missing.
She's been missing since the day that the skeletons came.
Sorry, I didn't hear anything about that. Hopefully Tyr watches over you. Eldath's blessing.
Okay. Bye, good goat herder.
And that is kind of hit the ground with the stick of the goats come back together.
Years.
That's what I know.
I don't know his name.
Grumpy looking.
You
Grumpy looking goat herder.
Get finger guns.
We continue on to the city.
Okay, so where you guys are now, you're traveling back to London. Okay, so as you approach the town of London, it's high noon, sun's directly overhead, summer days warmth is beginning to warm your skin as you've now been walking for probably about 40 minutes or so as the light rain in the morning had made the road a bit tougher to travel on. And as you approach this northeastern gate of London, there are 2 towns watchmen stationed at the gate as you approach, and as they see you approaching, they step in front of the open gate and kind of hold just holding their hands up with their pikes kind of stood on the ground, full armor. They say, "Halt! Who travels to Lund?"
Oh, we were on duty from Hammerbeard.
Yes, I have a chitin to provide him.
With Austin.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah. Come on in. He's at the Greystone Keep at the moment. It's
Greystone
off
Keep.
by the market.
Yes. Yes.
Greystone Keep by the market.
As we're walking past, I'm saying, "Let him know Fuzzy Knuckles has returned from his quest."
There's no need for that.
I have to keep
They,
up showing
they look
you
at each
the
other and
town.
they're like, "Who's Fuzzy?"
I do like a wink and a point as I walk past.
And they just kind of look. And they're like,
Got this.
I'll just be
they
like,
jim the camera when you walk by. They're like,
On our way to the
so you guys are back in town now.
yeah
We're walking to town.
yeah. May I stop by the apothecary?
Yeah, of course.
All right, cool. And I'd just like to, so I come in, and I'd like to buy a few things.
Sure. What would you like to buy?
I would like gum Arabic, common yarrow, hollyhock, celery, cayenne, and velvet leaf.
Are you
What?
making
How
a
did she
rhubarb
eat
pie?
Sorry.
Well, so first off,
I'm out front. I didn't go in.
yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Who all went in with?
I went
No,
as well.
I'm sitting out front like Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be outside looking around for symbols of the sparrow. Or starling.
Okay. Can you roll an investigation check?
Yeah.
Sam, they only have a holly. Sorry, it's last time. They only have a
It's not time.
I rolled some garbage
Yo.
tonight. 6.
Dear Lord, see,
Lomar, did you go inside?
it was just a million.
Sam just ran into 7-Eleven to be like, yeah, that's gonna get like
Y'all got
a-
taquitos? No, but the fresh taquitos.
That means like he's fucking over the taquitos.
Lomar, I had no idea that you were so interested in
25.
turning back.
25 silver?
It's last time.
Time is fast.
So that's how.
25 silver for the holly.
Am I outside with them?
Yeah, everybody's outside except for Zlatan.
Could we take out a boombox?
Boombox is
Is there cardboard? So throw my leg around my other leg.
It's Jeppa
Can
here.
you do a performance check?
Can I shift him?
Can I be honest?
Don't do that.
You said 23
Can
silver.
I just for this? I'm gonna do just a hammer. I'm gonna
Yeah.
do a hammer.
Performance check it.
Just hit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna join in.
Yeah.
But
You
you
do your performance check.
right. 20.
Okay.
Not.
No, that's
Yeah.
No.
I had a 10.
Yeah,
I'm coming with the big guy,
you're-
just like yeah.
crushing the hammer nails right now.
What is it you said I got?
all
Hollyhock and how much?
25. How much do you
I was gonna take.
That's so that
Are you
Meanwhile,
embarrassed?
it's
No,
Jeppa
I'm
Are
here.
you
not.
watching me?
yeah, she's the
I'm
one.
turning in, but like
You
not
you
purpose.
can't.
Jeppa.
I'm embarrassed by you.
Hold
Yeah.
on a second.
Are you not crushing it?
I
How are
rolled
you
a 10.
the most dexterous person ever?
My rolls have been garbage.
Yeah,
tonight.
your hammer's not so good. It's very clunky. Like, for
I've
a
been the only
feline-
one staying up late and drinking while everybody else has gone to sleep, so it's finally catching up to me.
Yeah, I feel like you're sweating out some gin, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, that's exactly.
All
what
I've had to eat today was floor eggs.
Woo! Thick blood, thick blood. Let's go.
Bruce, what was your performance roll?
20 non-edge.
So a few citizens walk by and they're impressed, and they throw a couple copper into wherever your feet are. They just kind of toss it to you. And they go, "Nice moves."
Oh wow. Hell yeah.
So it's 5 copper that you finally
I put it in my bosom.
nailed it.
You have
It's a muscular bosom.
I love it.
No, it's a
Terry Crews, bud.
it's a
Yeah.
I'm dropping it.
Terry, look, Terry did it. Alright,
Oh, this is
immediately
sweet.
inside of Jeffers.
what?
What are you doing inside?
Oh, I didn't know you were talking to me. So Jeppa, my mother's missing, and the Night's Watch told me to come to you for some potions because we're going to get these skeleton motherfuckers. And I was wondering if you'd be willing out to help me, my friends, with like a couple of health potions because we're not very good on the health parts of our mission.
Jepper looks around and she looks at her stores. She's like, we're bone dry at the moment. Health potions have been in demand. But a ship is supposed to come in 2 days to bring more supplies.
God damn it, Jeppa.
Stop. Wait, see, don't take Tia's name in vain in my shop. I'm just saying.
I'm so sorry, Jeppa. I've just been
I understand.
put to the test of everything.
I understand, dear.
You
It's
said
okay.
2 days.
2 days, yes. The ship is coming from Sekos.
Oh, Jeppa.
I'm sorry.
You're breaking me balls, Jeppa.
That's.
You're punching me in my titties.
Sorry.
You're really
Sorry.
ramming my head in the ground.
Well, I've got to go in the back now and check on things.
Jeppa, don't leave me alone.
I'm sorry, I'm getting a call.
It's not,
Get the call.
it's not Alright, love you, Jeppa. I mean it.
See you in a couple days.
Okay.
Okay. You guys need to go to the store?
Nope.
Well, you guys stopped in there.
Jeppa ain't got shit.
Just continued on to
Yeah,
Greystone Keep.
keep walking.
So,
I think we're all waiting.
oh, you guys are all.
We're all waiting for.
Yeah, I'm outside.
Yeah, he's got his taquito.
Yep, you guys are out. Right on. So you got
I'm
your.
trying to make you guys help those.
You got your
So I know he's
Good.
trying to. I'm living a life.
Can we just?
So we'll just assume you
He
guys.
sold. He gave him away to like some random.
Okay, let's just try not to live.
So we'll just assume you guys
Trying to
continue
hustle
on
some pickle
to
leaf
Greystone
outside of the
Keep.
market.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, on our way.
Okay, so you arrive at Greystone Keep. It's as you approach, it's a very large 2-story gray granite stone, old, almost ancient to your eyes as you see the different etchings along the side for our university graduates as well as our tabaxi. You would know that these etchings into the side of the Greystone Keep are a tradition of the King's Guards. They pass cities within Kareborum. They carve into it their initials, the year that they crossed. Coming up to the main entrance of the keep, you see dates as far back as 232, which would have been the Third Age and the Age of Liam, which history check. Let's see if you guys.
Liam Neeson?
Yeah, so you would know that King Liam was
22.
okay. So you would both know that King Liam was the king, really the emperor of an empire that used to cover all of what is now today known as the Dragon's Tail and the Dragon Heart. These 2 regions that are below the Reach on the western side of the Dragon's Mountains.
Dragon Tail and Dragon Heart.
And King Liam was the one who ruled over the Borean Empire. And it was under his crown that the laws which still remain today in this region were written.
What the hell's with the scratches?
Their tradition.
Tradition for what? It seems like they just scratch shit. What's wrong?
You're right, Bruce.
Bruce, it is a very rich history written there.
We
Good.
don't see no history. We see, people just ruining the brick.
Well, it's certainly not graffiti. So the years that are covered.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Oh, I thought that was graffiti.
In where you're from, do they not celebrate and recognize timeline and growth?
We're literally from
Is there no
here.
history? Is there documentation of history?
From
Yes,
here.
the plans have history. Yes.
How can one accurately
know-
track
I
history?
know all 2,000
Through the
of my
writings that are
grandfathers.
on this.
I know all of my grandfathers.
And grandfather's
Your
grandfathers.
The mountain.
The mountain. What
My
mountain?
mountain.
What
You
is
have
your
to
mountain?
accurately track history.
No.
Who's to say when something's written?
I know my history.
If his
I see.
if his history is written in stone and this
I understand
history
that
is
I don't understand
also-
the instructions.
written in stone,
Yes, well, we must learn more about your history eventually, then, Bruce. But yes, let's make our
This is
way
the
into
history
the
of
Greystone Keep.
So all this is happening as you guys are walking towards the entrance. And as you approach, there are two heavily armored guards that once more stop you and say, "All business at the keep."
Yes, I have a chitin for Hammerbeard.
Is he expecting you? He has no appointments today.
You should have received a message that Francisco Fuzzy Knuckles Acevedo is here to see Artin Hammerbeard.
Can I just? I don't trust what's going on right now. Can I make that face?
can I
Happy
grab
face?
I'm making
Brao'Drana
face,
by
but
the
I don't
elbow,
trust
communicating telepathically? He did send us to kill rats, right? What is he gonna say when we bring back a shell of a creature that he didn't say was there?
Well, certainly he must have known something about. He must have known something about the creature that must have been there. It couldn't have caught all of us by surprise.
you. Can you stop staring at each other, please?
You guys looking at each other.
What are you
my
doing?
parents look at each
Come
other
on.
wrestle.
Please.
I understand what's going on.
They call it.
I can push my
Are
way
you okay?
through.
Are you okay?
Yes, well, he has
Oh.
certain
Can both of you roll perception with advantage because you guys are so close to each other that you are mixing funny stuff.
7.
Yeah, so exactly what you said you noticed.
11.
Okay, yeah, so same thing. You're noticing them looking at each other's eyes and you're like,
I see it too, Bruce. It's I've seen this look before.
the guard hits the butt of his spear on his gun and says, "If you're fucking finished, what are you doing at the keep?"
Yes, I need to come and see Hammerbeard.
He should be expecting us.
Okay.
Like I said,
We don't know you, Tabaxi man. We don't know who you are. Your name doesn't ring a bell. Sorry.
it's Fuzzy Knuckles.
Yeah, saying it a second time doesn't mean that I know you.
Okay, I'm gonna push my way through the top. Alright. Am I talking to Thomas the Watchman, or am I talking to his little bitch boy?
Oh
Both of
my.
them looking at each other, like,
Uh,
neither of us are Thomas, and we don't consider ourselves the bitch boy.
get back
No,
up.
I'm trying to meet Arden Hammerfield, and also Tom Abbott of Ardenfield.
Go ahead and roll a.
We have to do intimidation.
Each.
Boy, can I assist her on this? And just be standing
No,
No, it's already rolled.
Go ahead.
No, it's already rolled.
I can read.
No, you have to do that beforehand.
Yeah, you have to
Oh.
say.
That's not fun.
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Is it
I like it.
It,
I don't think it really matters what it is.
intimidation is a charisma.
intimidation? 3.
So you say all of this in such impressive bravado. Like you're kicking up to the front, you're getting all angry, you're just, and the two guards look at you and just go, "Get the fuck out of here!"
But anyway, while this group over here is separate, I do need to speak to Hammerbeard about the rats that he sent us to kill and the chitin that we brought back with us, it is of utmost importance.
Pulls out a little scroll from his bag and this section. He goes, "Rats,
Yes,
the Wheatbrook farm.
yes, the Wheatbrook farm.
Yeah, all right. Come on in."
Yes, thank you very much.
As you walk by, you look at Billy as you walk by and go, "Come on." So you guys make your way through the.
Sorry.
Wait, would
Well,
I
you
have
tell
heard them
Great
scoff
manipulator.
and make a remark about her?
Yes, they did not try to hide.
Like as I'm walking by, I say in Tabaxi, that's part of my ideal.
Okay.
In Tabaxi, under my breath, like, why don't you go fuck yourself? Like something like that. Not exactly like that, but something very insulting.
There's no direct translation.
It's where this
You're the runt of your litter, and that's why your mother didn't give you any milk.
Oh, let's stop.
Like,
Yeah, love it.
So you,
That's heavy.
That's good stuff.
so you say that, and they neither of them speak Tabaxi, so they hear you say it.
But like I'm staring at him.
But they're just like, what the fuck's with this guy?
I look at.
Roll an intimidation.
Oh my god, I need new dice.
That'll
6. My voice cracked.
So you say exactly that in the backseat, but your voice does kind of catch as you say it. So they're not intimidated, but they just kind of look at you like, "What the fuck did you say?"
I look back at Fuzzy Knuckles. Yes, absolutely, Fuzzy Knuckles. Please, inside.
One of the guards follows in behind you and just says, "Yeah, follow me." Takes you up to Art Hammerbeard's office, which is the second floor of the Grace Empty. And opens the door after a quick knock. Art Hammerbeard tells you to enter. Door's open. What do you guys do?
Oi, Arden, it's me, Fuzzy Knuckles!
He's writing in its tablet.
Yes. Well, aside from Fuzzy Knuckles' entrance, yes, you remember me. I'm Brao'Drana with a group of individuals. We have successfully fought the rats as well as other interesting creatures at this farmer's home, and we brought back a chitin for you.
Yes. Come in. As the door is open to you guys, you're walking through the room. It's a well-appointed suite inside of the keep. Arden is sitting in his carved wooden desk, working with quills and scrolls, writing messages out. And to his left is the dwarven lieutenant, Isaac.
Isaac, what?
Hammermark,
The one that you know.
the one who was with you.
So you guys, I'm guessing, are all walking through.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
So, Hammerbeard,
yeah, he's still writing, doesn't look up. He's like, yes.
you had spoken of a reward for rats.
Yeah, he looks over at Isaac. Hidden.
Hammer, what about for an on cake?
He puts down his book and sets his glasses down. He says, "What
An on cake?
was at the Wheatbrook farm?
Biasna, would you like to show him?
That is quite fantastical. Unless you have proof, I can't even begin to. Holy shit!
And
Sorry, forgive me. Lost my.
yes, as I said, we have a chitin for you regarding the issue at Farmer Wheatbrook.
Picks it up. It's like huge. It's like a serving platter. He's like holding this. Been a while since I have seen one of those. Isaac, let's pay them 50 gold.
50?
There were also rats.
I almost died.
I did die.
50 gold. Are you kidding me?
I believe you mean 50 gold apiece.
I'm sorry, that was not expected. Your assumption around what was at Farmer Wheatbrook's farm had no indication around the hazards around what was to be expected.
Is Bruce trying to
I want to like be hyping her up behind
maybe
her.
you roll persuasion?
Persuasion
Can
of
I aid?
Yeah, can I counteract the?
I'm trying to get some gold.
Yeah.
Can I
And
aid
then-
Caroline in like back
Yes.
to Bruce down? Because I want more money.
So
Yeah, me too. I want to be hyping her up.
I'm
behind
trying
her.
to get the deal. I'm trying
sure.
to get the deal.
So straight.
Yeah,
We're trying to make it higher.
With advantage. I got you.
Do you want me to roll?
With anything?
With it. So it's just a straight in check.
20, not natural.
Okay.
Good job, guys.
13. I'm
Okay.
trying to convince
That's
everyone
fine.
to take the deal.
So between everyone's kind of at this point, they hear the number that comes up with the gold for the reward. Half of the group is no, that's not enough. That's not enough. Half of the group is quiet, and then Bruce is trying to talk to Biasna. Like, that's fine. Let's just take the gold. But Biasna listens to the group.
Way more than I usually.
That's not enough for what we just.
I support her argument.
And then you roll persuasion.
I insist.
Just take what they give us.
And then
15.
So Arden looks at you. He's like,
We can negotiate.
all right. Young kid was surprised. Isaac, make it 7
In total.
total. 10 gold apiece.
May we get a healing potion or two each as well?
That's why I don't have that here. But you can try Jeffries.
So your suggestion is that we buy one.
Let's take the
And
70.
giving you gold.
And then I want to push through everybody because I'm like at everybody's knees because everyone's way taller than me, and I say, Isaac.
He looks, Isaac's just trying to be stoic. But he's just like,
No, Isaac. Look at me.
yeah, but yeah, what?
No. You turn your head. You look directly at me. You want to tell me that my mother's life, me brothers, me sisters, all of them, are worth less than 70 gold apiece.
You can roll persuasion if you want to,
Somebody don't
but
hold it.
Isaac just rolled a nat to disagree.
And I was gonna aid Isaac,
This didn't
actually.
even land in the green.
Oh,
Oh, this didn't even land in it.
But it rolled.
It's a 7.
So Isaac hears you, says, it's not about you, Mom Amelia. We're paying you for the job you did at the farm.
Oh, so Isaac, won't you tell him about the dessert
Yeah.
that I found in my field?
Amelia, we should take the gold and let them discuss their things on their own.
Well, I also want to
Amelia,
tell...
man, please.
You can roll persuasion. And then Amelia, can you roll a check?
What's that?
7.
7,
Nat 20.
So
8, 9.
Zlatan successfully persuades you to maybe give up the argument on this one, that perhaps emotion has taken over the sort of argument here.
You've been soundly convinced.
Sound.
We'll take the 70. Thank you for that increase. Are you aware of any other of these creatures?
Isaac takes the pouch of gold, throws it on the table in front of Arden Everbear, who opens it, looks this up, and ties it back up, and sets it just at the edge. So
Arden,
10 gold. Yep.
do you guys have any other jobs that seems profitable?
Go ahead and make
I
it
mean,
11.
personally,
Talvari takes his 10 and distributes 6 across each person. I have no need for money I have no need for money.
Do you not?
I took 4, didn't I?
I would
I'm
agree to
not
that.
in your debt. If you want me to be in your debt, that's another discussion.
So we are adding 11. So
Where are we?
So right now you're.
I
you're in
hold no
the
debts, my
basement.
friend.
You are in Arden Hammerbeard's kind of office suite, which is really just the commander's kind of hall that's inside of your keep. It's not a lavishly appointed suite, but it has a wooden desk, it has a few windows behind them, small torches on the wall.
Have the children of the light come back to you at all?
No children of the light have reported that. They've left Moon days ago. Haven't heard anything from Tom about them. So.
I have 2 questions.
Yes.
Do you have any other jobs we can do? Because this money is
He
fantastic.
looks through his book and says, well, I don't have any, but you're more than willing or more than happy to check the town bulletin board, which you never know what you'll find.
And what do you know of the
Do you-
Starling group?
Starlings are the Starlings. They've been a thorn in our side for many years. You know, I'm sorry, we don't know much about.
Oh,
You know
one
where the
moment,
end of the road tavern is, though.
You would know where the end of the tavern is.
I do not say what I just said.
Oh, one moment, sir. I believe Mr. Bruce was trying to ask something.
Yeah, sorry, my Goliath.
Oh. I'm simply asking, do you have any work in Terran? Do you have any knowledge of Terran?
Does your character speak giant?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of the things I do.
So,
It's fucking good.
so Arden Hammerbeard kind of shifts in the seat, looks at you, and in giant he says to you, "Where are you from?" So notice
Maybe
you
awkward as I take time.
notice you at the docks. Now that our paths have crossed,
That's right. I'm from Ilaus Yarbi.
you're saying all this in Japanese.
I am from the top lake.
No, are you saying it in giant or are you saying it in common?
Are
I'm
you
saying
speaking?
yeah,
Okay.
Ilaus Yarbi.
He looks at you and says, "Many years ago, I didn't saw giant. I traveled into the northern dragon spine towards these mountains in wars against the frost giants. What plan are you with?"
The Ilaus Yarbi clan.
Yeah, unfortunately, Arden doesn't know much about it.
We're the top.
Goliath.
So in this case, sorry, Mr. Top dogs. Ilaus Yarbi. They shouldn't be named that. I'm the brunt of the
royalty?
litter. Yeah, I'm the royalty.
So that knowledge of being royalty among the Goliath, Arden didn't know. But he kind of looks at you with a sort of a newfound respect for where you're from. This is artist in giant view.
Say part of stone.
Art as stone. Art as stone.
Part of stone.
And he kind of hits the table a few times.
I hit the table and accidentally break it.
Do a strength check.
What was that? What was that thing?
19.
Yeah, you
I go.
really hit the table.
And
Yeah. And a leg like shifts underneath.
Sorry. Oh,
It's like, oh no, it's fine.
sorry about that. I know it's a nice table.
Says, so, about you guys think. Sorry about the young cake. Some care of the extra bit at the front. Malthus said never mentioned it on cake to me. And sorry if I put you in any untoward danger. Hopefully you've found refuge since then. But I do think that the missing children.
Oh,
yes, we do suspect a necromancer is behind it.
Well, magic and the weave of time have always been beyond me. And
The weave of time.
weave of time, just the flow of time.
Who said anything about time?
You would know that magic and the weave of time is just a common expression.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
It's basically like time is.
It's a
time
long
is.
fucking day.
Yeah,
It's a long fucking.
Say it.
Say love me.
so
Yeah, you're
I know where your head was going. on that.
Yeah, no, you both went there like.
Time.
I mean, I saw the eyes go. Bing!
As everybody's
No, go ahead.
as everybody's talking, y'all know, can I like stealth?
You can try.
You can definitely try to hide in a room where everyone's.
You better roll. That's on your death, man.
No.
No, you already said you were gonna do it.
You're halfling. You're
Hey.
halfling. Don't ask on
What are you trying to do?
What are you trying to?
Yes.
I'm just gonna show.
No, just give it a shot. Give it
No,
a
you already said
Try
you're
to
doing
sneak.
it.
Tell you, explain what you're trying to do, and then we can tell you.
No, while everybody's talking, they're a lot taller than me. I was wondering if I could finagle my way into that like cabinet without trying,
Okay, that's a
just
good
looking,
stealth check. I like that. Go
just
for
Yeah.
looking at it.
Just go ahead and do it. Roll
it. No,
something.
do it.
Yeah, do it.
You never
Stop saying can I.
And
Yeah.
flipping halfling,
Please.
do it.
Stop asking if we can do things.
Yeah, just do it.
Ooh, there you go.
Plus, what's your
Okay.
stealth modifier?
17 plus 5.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
22.
Okay, 22.
That's a good stealth.
It's well above anybody.
And the thing is, it's also like you're small. And
Like,
Yeah.
not like right now, but like,
No, so as the group is
guess.
talking and as Art and Hammerbeard is speaking in giant,
And the table breaks.
and the table's breaking, and Isaac's trying to
Back
scramble over to help,
accidentally.
you slyly slip kind of out of the eyesight of everybody towards this cabinet.
does it have a lock?
The cabinet does not have
Got this fucking key.
That's what's gonna turn into.
I know. every single
You're in your
place.
fucking
Like,
there's a lock.
so like no one's looking at me and I'm at a cabinet.
What do you do?
There's no lock on it.
You are Millie the Hack.
You can just open it.
What do you do?
So I can open it, because no
Yeah.
one's
What would you?
no one's looking.
shit.
Yeah.
No one is even noticing.
Yeah.
You snuck
I
over.
think
What do you
actually
do?
watched
What do
his
you do?
perception check, so he has no idea what's going on.
What do you do?
So
I'm
just
casting mending on the table,
Yeah.
like, trying to fix it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna be looking at her and raising my eyebrows like,
Like, I'm like,
Yes. Yeah, you open it.
I'm only 3'1", so
So you open the top drawer.
all
on the bottom of the
nimbly
cabinet.
bimbly.
Like a meow cat.
You just see kind of papers, scrolls.
Most boring sideshow.
So I just take all of them and just shove them in
Oh, you should.
my bag.
Okay. Can you do a sleight of hand check?
Why would you do that? Just look.
18 plus
She's
5.
Ooh.
She's on a mission of revenge. Like, this
Okay,
does
yeah,
make
so
sense for
you-
her character.
So you grab 10 different scrolls that are wrapped up and tied and sealed and shove them into your bag. And nobody notices.
I like that.
And I just like close the cabinet. I'm like,
You're doing like that first date thing, you're like, ah.
and then I just kind of like walk between people and then like come out right
Yeah.
beside
They're like,
Brewskinen.
stop. I'm sorry. Get you help
And I
with the
kind of
table.
like climb on
sorry.
Brewskinen.
At this point, the mending spell that
Ugh.
that Savari is
Thank
casting
you
helps to
very
bring
much,
the table
Savari.
back up together.
Thank you.
It's like just as Milia slips
Sorry
back
about
into the group, the last bit of the
Sorry
wood
about
kind of comes back together.
I'm gonna write down. You have 10 scrolls.
Yes.
I have
Well,
10, right?
unless if any of us have other questions for Mr. Hammerbeard, we must be on our way.
I have one question. The Keg. Its pincers were dynamite. I could not release it from its jowls. Do you have anything that could help me release the pincers from the monster's jowls? She gets it.
So Arton looks at you and just says, like a crowbar.
Tried it.
Then I've got nothing. Sorry.
All right.
You didn't have
Onwards.
your Goliath friend help you.
He didn't want to.
Fair
Is
is
there
fair.
nothing funny?
He's funny right now.
While you guys are talking, Isaac looks over at the captain and he's like, we're not even being fucking paid right now. Why are we bending over backwards to help you?
Yes, well, we must be on our way anyway. Thank you so much for your assistance. On to the Fawn and Petal.
Yes, we have travels to the Terran.
Yes.
Wait,
I want to be back in the line as we're leaving and do like a somersault out the door. Remember the name, Fuzzy Knuckles!
Okay.
Performance check.
Acrobatics.
You got
6 plus 5, so 11.
I mean, your somersault is okay, but
everybody's
Remember the name, Fuzzy Knuckles!
it's very, very.
Was that Isaac that was talking shit?
Yes.
Isaac was the one who said we're not even being fucking paid.
So I wanna.
So,
You already rolled. You have to say what you're gonna do.
yeah, you get it.
I don't know. Wait, I'm
It
not.
looks
I was
like- it
gonna
looks
do
like-
double middle fingers
Double
As
guns,
you-
baby.
to Isaac,
Cool.
but I rolled a 2.
You don't have to roll anything for that.
Oh,
You can just pop those.
hey Isaac!
He's like, alright, this rude.
Come on, lady. We don't know these people.
All right.
I do. I know Isaac.
And with our gold, we are on our way.
Where's
Let's
my gold?
go.
Out of here now.
On an adventure.
Let's just get out of here.
And with that, we'll finish for the night.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Until next time. We're going to take a short break. We'll be back with our very first episode of Downriver for a quick recap chat. We'll kind of flesh out what Downriver is going to look like going forward. We'll have most of the cast with us. Some people might have to leave during. Some people might just pop up and head out. This is going to be a very informal session of Downriver. It's more of us introducing the new segment to everybody, as well as talking about what's in the coming. Hang tight. We'll be back in about 10 minutes. Hopefully all of our river folk can hang around, and we'll see what Downriver brings. Awesome. Talk to you guys soon.
everyone. I am Steven. As you know, this is our inaugural episode of RiverQuest Downstream. We had some technical difficulties about discussing what the name of this particular segment was going to be. But now that we've nailed that down, we are going to, just kind of kick things off, go a little round table and talk about, well, the origins of Kareborum, the world that we're exploring, the origins of this game, and this kind of ragtag group of friends that has come together to roll dice, and talk about last session, which I feel, personally, was one of our best sessions yet. Not only in terms of technical quality, we don't sound like Mark Piazza is coming up the bat, but, we also did a lot of great role-playing and, got to know a little bit more about our characters. So we're going to go around the room again, just since there's been some, Chinese fire drill going on here. We're going to go around the room and everyone talk about, introduce themselves and say, who they are and what character they played during the show and kind of where we met, how we kind of came together as a group. So let's start with across from me.
My name is A Wizard. My name is Scott. I've been friends with Charlie, Chris, and Andrew for a very, very long time, and through extension Morgan and Caroline, and I met Bayless in soccer. And I play Lomar the Wizard. That's the Wizard Bro. The Dalkin. In our show.
I just want. It's uncomfortable for all of us. Just so you know. That wizard bro.
It's uncomfortable. Wizard, not dragon. It's all good.
Yeah, it's not like Grand
So my name's Chris. I'm the Dungeon Master. It's really fun to be kind of on this side of the table now, getting to talk about the game. Scott hit all the high points about where we kind of met everybody along the way, but I'm super stoked to be playing again behind the screen, and just really looking forward to where the campaign's going to take us.
To be clear, he's the actual clever one.
No, not by a mile.
You've noticed already.
He has a voice for
Yeah, he's got a voice for everybody. It's great.
They're all from the British Isles.
But it doesn't matter. It's so good. It's so good. We
We
love
all
it. We love
watch
it. We love
a lot of soccer, and so we can do Spanish, we can do anything from the British Isles, and then that's
The German.
The gym.
They're on the other side of the house.
it. You can clearly tell I can do all of those.
Yeah.
Right, so my name is Andrew, and I have to say, I am fucking tired of dealing with this bunch of amateurs. I put in an effort every day, and the rest of the table, they phone it in. That's all I have to say. You know fucking who I play.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Baby.
Siéntate. I don't know why I spoke Spanish. Or why my accent has shifted.
I have no idea.
Okay, so who are you?
So Miss Grove Tree.
So it's my turn.
Oh,
My name is
accent.
Milia Grovetree. Alternately, my name is Morgan. I had no friends before this game started.
What is
I
that?
was so lonely in my, self-destruction. I like to drink by myself and make characters by
We're
myself with
We are
crazy
no.
crazy
No.
wigs and such, but I have made such
Right.
friends in such a D&D, as you say. It's been very great because I made great friends in D&D.
We'll
None
have to
of
find
this
you,
is true. None of this is true. My name is Morgan, and also,
That was pretty tight.
I mean, I guess I could play that part that I have no friends because it's very easy. Also, it was a really great time just, doing this D&D thing. When I was at Radford, I played D&D, but my D&D was more like, hey, you are all these characters in this Wild West crest. So, I played Wild West D&D, which is way off kilter, of what we have shown to you in the D&D game and world that we are part of. So, yeah,
Okay, so we can watch her get through accents.
yeah. There's so many accents, and I'm a fox.
She goes.
And
She starts to
You know what the fox said? It said.
So anyway, sorry, we're getting off. We love Kilter. Her accents are amazing. We go Scottish, Australian,
Yeah, all of them.
She
Irish.
slips
All
into
of the
Australia.
above.
It's amazing.
I always
We love it. We love it.
It's from
always
It's very Anglican.
It's very good.
It
Very
is
good.
Anglican
So ever
until
the
there's
Queen
stuff about the
has
Bobby.
Shut it, Fuzzy.
Bobby?
We're good.
Bobby.
Anyways, I am Charlie. I have no accents. You guys know the connection with the games. We know the boys, right? Same played soccer with this gentleman, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's just here to have the stupid time. We have very serious lives outside of this, so this is very fun to be stupid in front of everybody, and we all love it. So I'm also with this beautiful woman, and that's me.
All right. So
Marriage forthcoming. Woo woo!
So, hey guys, I'm Caroline. I am Brao'Drana, the human wizard in D&D. And again, loving being a part of this. It's super epic to be a part of this every Friday. So looking forward to what this segment will bring us.
All right, so clearly Halloween came early this year. I think it's getting to us early. We're all looping. But yes, as these guys have said, we kind of go back a few years. I myself am probably the newest addition to the group, being only joining the soccer team and meeting these guys through athletics, and then kind of friendships formed and bonds created. I've been playing tabletop role-playing games for 12 years.
Yeah, I'm gonna step in here. The guy is the most skilled of all of us.
Oh,
That's
Chris
epic
Chris comes
voices.
close. Like,
So epic
he's
voice.
got,
I would say that
So-
Steven is well.
he's got the
above
skill.
Seriously, Chris and Steven.
Carries themselves throughout the whole game.
Oh my gosh.
Epic
Chris.
voices,
Epic voice.
epic gameplay. Truly, these
So
two are
yeah,
the best.
he's not giving it. We're gonna talk for him, but it's good. Go ahead.
smoke blowers, all of them. Anyway, going back on sort of the origins of this story, this campaign setting, this has been all Chris's brain. We have been breaking glasses and kicking asses for about 4 years now. I think it's been 4 years. I kind of joined late, so maybe you can clear that up for me, Chris.
Chris's campaign started in 2000.
Yeah, we did like a year together.
2019.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
that? 2019.
Oh no, it started in 2018.
2018.
It was the night. Of,
We had a whole other group of characters.
it was the night of the gender reveal, where
Yeah.
we all
Yes.
we did the thing where I was kind of like, so is anyone like this D&D?
Mhm.
And they're like, yeah, let's go play. And I was like, well, I know somebody
What?
who's got a
Who's gonna
campaign.
reveal? Oh, yours.
Oh,
Kick the ball
oh,
there.
when
It was
you
girls.
just realized that you're a man.
Don't mind the
So,
So I was like, I know a guy who's got a campaign. Wink, wink. And so we actually went up to Buskies.
Yeah, Buskies.
Busky side.
Oh,
We
that's
played
right.
Oh my god. I
played in
remember
there like
that's right.
second room.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, side room.
and they were actually super on board with us, like having a nightly or weekly thing there. They were like, we want to do this, and then we just never followed up.
But now we're here on these classic
Well,
games.
that's when then we started going to your place, your clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
At
had
the
a
apartment
spot. We had a spot that was like our
Dedicated space.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was
It was a nice
big,
spot.
a full table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, yeah, and then I heard you and Hike after one of our most savage 5-1 losses talking about like rolling dice, and I was like, hey, you guys play Dungeons and
So,
Dragons.
to be
Is that
clear,
like,
he's,
well,
not, he's glossing over the great
I know.
that was. Hold on. Hold on. No. River City Football Club
Best
One.
fucking club in the world, mate.
won the 4th division and 3rd division.
Yeah.
And 2nd division.
No,
3rd division. We won 3 divisions in a row. We were amazing.
But for those of us who
Oh,
don't know what that
see.
means,
No. It's a local soccer thing.
Yeah.
So point of the story is this kid very good at running hard and working hard, and we definitely noticed. As a team, and we didn't know he was a nerd alert. We didn't know the levels of nerd that was coming.
Well, Andrew, Bayless, and Hike, who's not at the table, I'm sure he'd love to play as a guest at some point.
Yeah. Shout out to Hike if you are watching, my
Yeah.
friend. You need to
Get back
you
in
and your
here.
missus need to get your asses back down to
Fuck.
River City.
And Tom, we played that campaign in what's the Eberron setting, a year-old place. And so then we kind of just that kind of pilfered out as we all had lives and things take over.
That was COVID, right?
yep,
Right-
that was
right in
March
the-
COVID, yeah.
No,
No.
Right.
Back in the team.
Oh shit. Okay.
Back in the gap.
Point of the story is we've had a lot of intermingling. So
Yeah.
he's trying to act like he's never met us, but he's met us.
But this is probably what I would say is the first time that we have committed to something and stuck to it on a schedule, not just when everyone's available.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, we really wanted to document that not only for ourselves, but you know, kind of for other people to show everyone that hey, people over redacted age are able to play tabletop role-playing games together.
Yeah.
I think it's mainly that age group that makes
Yeah.
role-playing games.
I'm going to talk about it. So, Chris, I do want to kind of pick on you a little bit because this is the second time that we are entering your homebrew universe, and this is something that you kind of had in your back pocket for nigh on a decade
Yeah.
now. So where do you draw your inspiration, and without spoiling things for the players, what can we look forward to coming up?
Man, good questions. I am super fortunate to be surrounded by friends who love the fantasy world. And especially, I gotta give a huge shout out to Charlie, because my boy has been preaching high fantasy to me since we were in 5th grade.
Oh, yeah.
Like, legitimately, like, going out of my house, cutting through the Wynn's yard to get to Charlie's house, which was like right behind us, and I would pop in and be like, "Yo, bro, let's do some stuff." Oh
Mostly
shit, you're
nerdy.
grounded, probably because of something I did. But
You gotta be grounded.
but throughout our friendship, it has always been fun to talk to Charlie about what books to read, what fantasy things to read up on, what movies to watch, and then second shout out to Andrew's not here, and of course to Scott, who got me into World of Warcraft and into that whole world, which I know Caroline plays or played and plays still. Like, all of us are huge, just fantasy nerds. I'd say that I think my inspiration from all of whatever I'm, writing for our story is a little bit Tolkien, where we're trying to kind of juxtapose different worlds against each other. It's a little bit just sort of my own, I guess, notion of high fantasy of like, hey, swords, sorcerers, dragons, creatures, adventures, dark woods, like kind of stuff like that. And then as far as what we can expect in the campaign without giving anything away, I can say that Brao'Drana is large. There are many mysteries that even our students from Strixhaven have not come across. I can tell you that, as you guys found out from tonight, that planar journey is definitely part of it. That I want to move you guys around through the cosmology of sort of the Forgotten Realms, but kind of twist it into our own story. And I think that hopefully, as we go through the story, I challenge you guys to make real decisions in the game. Not just what would my character do, but what would I do? You know, that's really what I'm going for.
That's
And to be honest, I hope some of you die.
Which, by the way, is why many of us have backup characters already created.
Sorry, in game. I hope our players.
I will
Hey,
say,
to be clear,
Thanks,
man. I hope you die
If you
too.
wanted us to learn things and play it how we would play
To be
it
clear.
and our character, and then said you wanted us to die. That's
yeah,
fine.
he wants to kill you.
All I'm
But
saying
I-
is, like, especially tonight, we saw with the introduction of Lashana and the notion of a Fey portal being somewhere within the Deadfield. Like, this is really, and I talked about this with some folks after the last session, like, this is that sort of traditional call to action. Whether or not our party takes it is up to them. If they don't take it, that's totally fine. Story moves on. They craft their own worlds. However, this call from Lashana is the call to action to the larger story.
Meeting with
So-
the goddess. And
It's-
Dan.
But what I
meeting
want
with the goddess and the
to
first
say
circle,
before we get going, keep going, is that this is not. You mentioned Lord of the Rings, you mentioned all the other things, but these are completely from your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's completely made up. It's completely.
Yeah, it's all
I
homebrew.
think this
That's-
is the exact plot of Doom.
It's definitely
I'm not bored, so it's not.
yeah, it's definitely pulled from sources where I'm like pulling ideas from different adventures that I've read up
No,
on.
I just
but
want to
it-
make sure everybody realizes.
yeah, it's
This
all
is
within.
not- This is from.
completely
Chris's brain.
the brainchild of Chris.
Yes.
Yes.
So it's all
Straight off the dome.
Straight off the dome.
And Entourage.
And Entourage. You were basically Entourage. Yeah, that's hopefully what we have to look forward to. Without giving anything away, because I don't even know if everybody's character here will survive to this point. But the goal of the kind of end game of this. Yeah, you're dead. You died. You died in your sleep. No.
The Uncanny
Um,
killed me in the past 2
this
sessions.
is all a dream.
This makes so much sense with his rap outside of the thing.
Exactly.
It was all a dream.
It was all a dream. I used to read now. The end goal is to essentially send you guys on quests for wondrous artifact items to slay very powerful beings.
Indiana
That would
Jones.
be epic.
Epic fetch.
Especially since I
of Indiana Jones.
since I decided to randomly throw on Chris in the middle of the session my Book of Endless Pages, which I did not prep him on at all.
Yeah, that was
but
a fun moment.
he took like a champ and handled epically. So no, that was huge.
I was like, when you said it, I was like, oh my god, did she mention something in her backstory? Book of Endless. I was like, what? I was like, what is that? Oh my god, did she say it? I just gotta ask her.
I said
That's an excellent segue into the other topic of tonight. Is that Charlie, Caroline, your characters were put on blast tonight, and I'd like to say that was, organic, but maybe some of us wanted to pick on you and just kind of needle you to draw some stuff out.
Yeah.
And so, and again, I think that contributed to what was an excellent session tonight as far as role playing goes. Obviously, combat has been kind of few and far between, but I actually enjoyed that when we're
Yeah.
rolling dice. So let's try
His own bones.
we're a very squishy party.
Yeah.
very squishy.
So
Very.
Unless I die, in which case Anton Hrungier is going to come in and going to be a fucking tank.
so
But he's like this.
Oh boy.
So Charlie first, and then Caroline. Why don't you kind of talk to us a little bit about how tonight felt for you, kind of putting yourselves out there and revealing a little bit more about your characters' backstories. That clearly it wasn't something Chris was ready for, because with this relic that has come out of just left field that he didn't know about.
Yeah.
What was it like? And of course, I don't want you guys to feel like, Steven was kind of like prodding us to try and get us to ask,
Yeah.
like,
Get more information.
It's
So with my character, I will say, I can play pretty basic. I mean, I will. So, a lot of people do mages and magic, and they do these artistic characters. I am very martial, very basic, and my character is very basic. So, it is fun for me to kind of illuminate my story, which is very basic story, but it's fun to illuminate slowly. Yeah, and I like to play the most basic. Like, I like playing realness. Do you know what I mean? So, like, a lot of times when people were like, oh, like, people were like, oh, what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm like, my character would not ever ask that. They'd just be like, where's the fucking toast? You know, like, they're basic people who trying to do basic things, just trying to feed themselves before they go attack the big guy.
Which I appreciated immensely tonight when you were like, hold on, Alashtar, the jam.
Yes.
What's the deal?
Can I
Love the commitment to wanting to.
It's so good.
Can I tell you something about I love that about that is that it makes the scene for me. So like when somebody is like, oh, what do you mean about these demons? Or these have I have this like when you're in Kalashtar thing. And like you've got all these things and I'm like, but in the moment I'm like, no, we're just sitting around a plate of food and I'm like, are you gonna eat that? Because I like setting a scene by making a moment.
Yeah.
I like it's like a grounding to reality.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you're talking. Can I eat? Is it okay if I just? So I can skip that.
Bruce, how did you feel when you were asked to pull more about your backstory?
That was tougher because I don't want to like let it all out. I know you've had to let out a lot.
That totally hurt him.
Well, the thing is, my backstory is pretty basic, but to give it a little, it was good to give it a little bit. So
That's all I heard.
this is real life. There's no characters here. This is actually doing this. I'm upset too.
wearing a wig before.
He just had another wig on
This
top
is
of
just
his
a
wig.
normal
That's the
interaction I have with this
On
person.
top of the wig.
Anyways, so no, bringing out my character is very slow and deliberate, but generally speaking, I like to do the basic stuff that makes the scene seem real.
I appreciate that.
So do I, as a DM, especially because it's very easy for all of us, especially with video game backgrounds and fantasy novel backgrounds. It's like, I want to do this, and I want to do this, and then I want to do this, and I got to check under this rock, and I got to ask for this potion, I got to ask for this key, and it's very.
I'm just a big dumb idiot.
Well, no, it's not. It's cool that there's a character in the game that's like, cool. Can I get some more jam on my?
Yeah, like I'm hungry.
Sweet.
Yeah, I gotta
Like,
drink some water.
That's the type of RP detail that helps the game because, like Andrew was saying, it's a grounding in reality of like, oh yeah, we're not playing a video game.
And I will say, Fuzzy
We're hanging out.
Knuckles is on point with that.
What you call simple, I would call nuanced.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, whenever, like, I don't know, I didn't know what to do with the key, and that, the letter that I received, like, me being, like, this tiny little person in this world and all these things were going on, like, I didn't know what to do with my knowledge, and in like previous episodes, I didn't know if I should like say what I saw or whatever. And then until like that moment, I was like, okay, well, this is my last bleeding moment. Maybe I should say something. And like that was like a big turning point for my character, I guess. Like trusting someone, especially someone that I had trusted all my life, but had been something else all my life too. Like I didn't know if I should like keep on with that character knowledge or if I should just go with my gut feeling.
Yeah, I don't think the audience appreciates how much Amelia has role-played this sort of the rug being pulled out from under you, because these are all NPCs that you've interacted with, before, in the before times. Whereas the rest of us, we kind of come into it and say, these are all new people to us. It doesn't matter if some halfling turns into a blonde guy. That's, but for you, it's like an old friend, and so I think that you've done an excellent job.
Yeah, she's known the dude that we were hanging out with.
For her whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Probably
I've known
yeah.
you for all my life, and that's why I had like, tension of me saying like, oh, farmer, whatever,
Wheatbrook,
Yeah.
versus actual
Alashtar.
Alashtar.
Yeah, like,
Like-
we have
Like of all
we
the,
have
of all
one
the
layer.
characters, there's only one character that would be like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
and
would just
I'm
be
like,
your character.
what are you talking about? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, like, at the same time, I'm like, yeah, let's follow the story, or let's follow this, this. I don't want to say story, but like this
Story.
This,
Yeah, it's a story we're all writing together.
like the storyline, and I'm like, okay, well, I know you as a completely different person, and I've known you for like 200 years, versus this guy that I've met like 5 months ago. Like, that I feel like has been really hard for my character to discern, versus everybody else being like, oh yeah, let's trust him. And I'm like, fuck you. I know this guy is, farmer.
Yeah.
And then,
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you've been
Yeah.
rolling with the punches, and it's
Yeah.
like, your entire, like, again, as a character, family's gone, your friends are not who they said they used to be, and you kind of represent that staple of consistency that has been overturned, or the rest of us kind of engaging on that, like Chris said, call to action.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's also been hard for me, like, for these years, me playing, D&D. Also, I've never played like a deceptive character. I've always been like a super religious zealot. No, not a Decepticon. I've also, like, played like this truthful zealot, or like this like
suicidal.
yeah, suicidal. Like, I've played a lot of like religious types and everything, so it's very difficult for me to navigate it. Also, like, for me to be like, hey, yeah, I agree with everything that everybody's saying, but at the same time, like, I'm a sneaky motherfucker. Like, I can't play no sneaky motherfucker because I ain't no sneaky motherfucker. But that is my, like, character, and I'm like having a difficult time, playing this difficult character that no one like wants to navigate. But at the same time, I want to be like, hey, my name is
Amelia.
yeah, Amelia Grovetree.
And have
Like-
parties at the table to maintain.
Yeah, seriously.
It's part Scottish, part Australian,
Part Jamaican.
part Jamaican, and
Jamaican.
100% confidence.
Yeah.
And
All confidence.
Speaking of confidence, Andrew, your character has been the most loud, the most boisterous at times.
Yeah, see, it just
Yeah, you'll see.
right. It just comes naturally to me, mate. Like she's saying she's trying to play a character and all that. I don't fucking get it, mate. Like I come in, I play my fucking role right. I say my fucking lines. I embody my character. See, that's what the difference is, mate. I fucking embody my character. Okay, I gotta stop that. I can't keep it up.
No, that was great. I want to take
That
a,
was
I want
epic.
to take a video. That was great.
Well,
Flip that.
Right, well, I'll keep going, Zen, right? Zen, it's a mixture of
Zen.
German and
there you go.
English.
Nailed it.
Cockney.
Very
So, I Yeah, fucking embody my character, right? Yeah. So they're coming in here. They're saying they're playing a character. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I am the character. I am the character. Fucking bumbleclap. Bumbleclap. I am the fucking character.
Love it.
Daniel Day-Lewis from Deutschland.
Yeah.
So,
Fucking jog on.
Now,
Next interview.
Jog on.
Next interview. Who's
now,
next?
I,
Who's next?
So we didn't get to Caroline because
Fucking
like
hate
I
that
said,
person.
we wanted to hear, how you felt again, creating a piece of lore in the world, which I think was very kind of. I mean, I think it's cool creating a piece of lore on the fly.
I love it.
But
I think it was great.
but yeah, again,
Yeah.
how did you react to the needling from
Yeah.
some of us at the table?
Yeah. So, in all honesty, ideally, I could have given Chris a bit more of a prep
No, I like it. I'm fine.
from what I was. Just a quick text.
We sorted it out
About-
in one question on a
yes.
folded note card. I was like, yes or no? Yes, got it.
So
Done.
essentially, I created a piece of lore within the universe called the Book of Endless Pages. And essentially, it's going to give my character a
Should be
certain
called down bomb.
skill or a certain kind of spell ability that's very powerful within the universe. And so Chris adapted to it.
So this has been a fun night of audio difficulties. Our audio engineer RC, who is a Beagle Mix, correct? He loves plugging and unplugging wherever he sees fit.
Look, he takes a lot of LSD. He's trying to make the wall of sound. It's very.
Hunter SRC.
We're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. That's all we can say is we're dealing with it.
Yeah.
I dig it.
So I'm sorry, we did lose you. You invented this piece of lore,
Yes.
the Book of Endless Pages,
Mhm.
on the fly. Chris rolled with it, and it
Yes, he
creates a
did.
motive for your character to interact with the world in a larger capacity than just going and killing the rats.
Yes, so essentially, this Book of Endless Pages gives my character a kind of offside story to be able to create this ability or this spell kind of later on in her journey. But again, kind of in the moment, it's me trying to balance the storyline of going to the Fey world, as well as trying to kind of grasp this Book of Endless Pages that my mentor and I have been working towards. So it's been an interesting balance to try and see what would work. But again, super appreciate Chris and kind of the team and the group for kind of just rolling with it and embracing this kind of new lore I introduced on the fly, unexpectedly in today's session.
So before we wrap up, I do want to pick on Scott a little bit. Scott, here's the thing. Every campaign that I've ever ran for you, you typically are the face of the party. You are the front runner. You're the guy that's out there talking to all the NPCs, running the show, telling everybody where they need to be. But this campaign, you have been a little bit more reserved, a little bit more, I don't know what the right word would be. I would say cautious about putting yourself out there as a character. So I want to know what we are going to see from Lomar going forward.
So Wilmar's general idea is that he, without sharing too much of the backstory in this, is that he is wanting to explore the world and learn more about spells. The problem, not necessarily a problem, but the issue is that Vidalcan don't generally talk about themselves. They're not open people. So I don't want to be that guy that is just sitting in silence, but at the same time, I'm always like, I didn't mean to interrupt you. No, you're fine. I didn't know if you asked. No, go ahead. Like you said, I've always played that guy, and with a group of 7 of us, you can't do that as frequently. So I kind of want to let other people do it, but at the same time, try to get my voice in when I can. So what are we going to see from Lomar? Probably more pushing for adventure.
Yeah.
Maybe getting into sticky situations.
We need
That's what I
that.
call it, a sticky situation.
Sticky
need
wicket,
that.
if you will.
Sticky wicked.
Did you say women?
Wicket.
Wicked.
Okay.
Like
Oh.
cricket.
Looks good.
I was thinking like whip it as in like.
Diva. Because that's where I go every time. But no, I think with that, we don't want to keep everybody up late tonight. We typically try to hold it to around 2-hour sessions every game, which I think makes it a little bit more digestible. We're not, running 4 to 6 hour sessions where people are going to have to tune out, come back in, and kind of thing. But going forward, this session, this downstream segment that we're going to be recording is typically going to be done on a Monday, maybe 1 or 2 characters, but we wanted to introduce it as a group and kind of bring everyone who was available on board to talk about, again, where we started, where we're going, and what we liked about tonight's session. So if you are enjoying this dive into what I would call a real play of Dungeons and Dragons, there's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons podcasts out there and TV shows and such that maybe are a little more scripted. They're a little bit more performance pieces. This is really 8 people who are friends that get together every Friday and roll dice and have fun and see where it goes. And so if you enjoy that content, please like the video on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow us on Twitch, and we've been talking about growing this and making sure that our quality improves, not only in terms of our technical performance. Obviously, tonight's audio we could have done a lot better with. I think that it sounded a lot better, personally, when we did have audio.
The times we had, it was awesome.
Look, our season training is going to get better.
But we are
Yes.
looking to improve as players and as a DM as well. Hopefully you follow us with that journey. And with that, I wish you guys a great night and a great weekend. Anybody else have anything they want to say?
See you guys next Friday.
See ya.
Next Friday.
Cheers.
Cheetos are for fascists.